person out here for you.
Yes.
But you was never supposed to pay anything. You're just a middleman, and the passer to ever supposed to get it. If I was at the counter at McDonald's and the mailman came in and gave me McDonald bills, and one of them was a light bill, I'm not supposed to open up the light bill and pay it. I'm supposed to say, manager, manager, I got something for you. We create our own problems because of our education. But read your laws. Read what you do. I'm reading what it said for me to do. Promptly forward it. And they say, oh, go write a check, pay it off. It don't say that.
So does it all go to the AG, or where does it go for each state?
What do your AG do? What is their assignment? Anything that's legal, lawful, the AG takes care of. Anything that has to deal with money, the Treasury takes care of. Come on, that's the common sense. You go to the person that can handle it.
Thank you.
Myron, I'm in Michigan, and I've sent some to the treasurer, and it was not paid. I did not send registered. I sent certified.
No, okay. Let's go down here and right here. Okay. 450.702. Such agent, resident agent shall forward one copy of the summons and complaint to the director, manager, trustee, or other officer so served by registered mail. Directed to the director, manager, trustee, or other officer at his last known address. So, because everybody, different people got different addresses. I did this for a year till I had so many bills. I'm paying $18 to register mail. I'm like, oh hell no, I'm tired of mail. I'm paying this my money, and that's when I resigned.
And it's interesting because it shows that you are the agent. It keeps saying you're the agent, the agent, the agent. So if you're the agent, then who is the principal, right? That should be the question.
The all cap thing that the
Right.
people the letter is written to, and it's not written in you because it's all cap.
Exactly. New York Consolidated Business Corporation Law, Section 304 says, the Secretary of State shall be the agent of every domestic corporation and every authorized foreign corporation upon whom process against the corporation may be served. So in New York State, they already telling you it's the Secretary of State that you need to talk to.
Yeah, and I think it's Illinois. I read where it says if the registered resident agent wasn't in, then it goes to the Secretary of State. I say so. I guess if you come in drunk in Illinois and you can't get the mail, you're not in the office, then they're going to go to the Secretary of State.
Interesting.
Because secretaries know more about the office than anybody else. In any corporation, if you want something done, you better take it to your secretary. So
now, are we doing this in the state we domicile in, or does it have to be the state that we were born in?
who sent you the bill?
Okay. Comes from different places.
You all go down that rabbit hole too much. You don't need to go down that rabbit hole that much. But I just want to see you. The guy, she said, I sent it, but I certified. Now you know why you didn't get a response. I mean, oh my God, I did it for about a year and a half. I forwarded all my bills to the secretary, except my $20 cable bill. Now I paid that. I ain't gonna waste my stamp on that because the stamp costs more than the bill. But that registered money, $18, and I had a lot of bills. At one time I was a millionaire, and now, man, I just quit paying because somebody told me stop paying, Mr. Rice. You ain't supposed to be paying it, but they didn't give me the background behind what I'm supposed to do. So I had to do my own research here.
It's almost $30 now to send registered mail.
You're kidding. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. So on top, well, like I said, you sending it, but because you have to understand, all these debts belong to the United States. They don't belong to you anyway. They took our money. If they take your money, how you expect to pay? You're not supposed to really pay a debt with another debt. That is why our national money is going up. That's why we owe a lot of money to ourselves, or actually they owe it to us. The national debt keep rising. That clock, you ever seen that clock, man? That thing is ringing like you wouldn't believe. That's the national debt because we're paying debt with debt. We're not setting it off. So I'm trying to, hopefully, you can see what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to give you an even keel. What else we go here? Okay, now let's go.
So,
We still
if I
on
may,
number two.
for clarification on that, if we've never done that before, you're saying we can take, for example, our electric bill and forward it to did you say the Treasury, like the United States Treasury, or the Secretary of the state that we're in?
You send it to the officer that can take care of it. Come on.
Do you have to send them instructions, or they have their own instructions? You're just supposed to forward it.
Well, you can attach this letter that I got here saying that I'm forwarding to you to pay it, and make a copy and send it to whoever sent you the bill. You gotta let them know what you're doing.
Okay.
You gotta let them know what you're doing. But let me see. I had another copy of a bill here. I'm trying to see where I did with it.
I'm sorry. So are you saying we don't open the bill? We just, once it comes, we just send it to the person who's supposed to handle it?
No, in this case you open it up because they send it, so you got to know who you got to send it to. And it says I remember I used to get 2 IRS bills. It was exactly the same, where you say forward one to the director, and you keep the other one, or you send it to whoever they send to you. But this said, if it got it highlighted, it said get 1 copy of such summons and complaint to the directors, managers, so whoever you send it to, they definitely get a copy of it. And I would send the other one, or make a copy of it and send the other one to whoever sent it to you, because they're not going to be working fast enough for you to do it. And personally, it takes 30 days after you get the bill before they can even say that you're behind. So you got actually another 60 days to get that in, to get it done. Because we know they're not fast, although they're supposed to do it. They're supposed to be able to handle it. And you could always.
So how is it determined who is the director that we're sending this to?
Oh, again, you got 4 people under you. What 4 people that work with you? They send it to you. So you only got 3 people to send it to. What 3 people would take care of whatever you open the bill up and they're asking for something?
The Attorney General, the Secretary of State,
and the Treasurer of the state.
And the Treasurer.
Okay. Now, if you don't know their titles and what they're supposed to do, then maybe you better get their titles and look at what they're supposed to do. What are their jobs? What's the treasurer job? I assume to manage the money. What is the attorney general job? I assume to take care of legal and lawful issues. What's the secretary of state? She just keeps the records. So what I send the secretary of state my light bill? You won't get a response back. You supposed to be at least intelligent to know who gets what. Because there's only 3 different jobs that's being there, and you're just a receiver.
Mr. Rice, in the past, you have talked about not only this process, but a Form 3491 for utilities. Is that still something that you would recommend?
That's what, yes, that is one of the bills that you would need to use, and but it doesn't really come from you. It's an application. I have a law here that is an application that the utility bills are supposed to fill out. The utility come and give it to the treasurer to let them know that you're sending this credit back to them.
So if they're not doing that, you fill it out and you send it to the treasurer, basically saying this should have been sent to you?
You can do it that way.
Yeah, okay.
See what happens. But I believe if you read it, it's an application, but it's not for you to do. It's supposed to be an application from the for the store or wherever you shopping at, that they're supposed to do. Because remember, all the food, all the groceries, everything they buy in there has been prepaid for.
Right.
It's been prepaid for. So all they're gonna do, they gotta pay taxes on it if they don't sell it. If they give it to you, then they got to report it that they exempt from paying taxes because you took it, and that's what that 3491 does.
You're right. And I'm reading it. I have a copy in front of me, and it says this application is for certain consumer cooperatives that are engaged primarily in retail sales of goods or services that are generally for personal, living, and family use. That's powerful.
Yes, and you see it. I don't know if you all can you get on a computer and type in 31 USC 1501. I thought I put it in here, and apparently I didn't. 31 Title 31 USC 1501. And can you all pull that up? We're taking a little break. Pull it up, please.
Mr. Rice, so when resigning as registered agent, it would be very important to notice the director of the company first that like I will be resigning from this position and am now appointing you as the agent to collect said bill coming from, let's say, AT&T on behalf of the all caps name, and then copy that to like the AT&T.
Somebody have to mute themselves. We can't hear you. Can everybody mute themselves? Now, I wouldn't. If I resign, I can't appoint nothing. I'm gone. It's not my problem anymore. So I'm not understanding exactly what you're saying, but I'm trying to find. I thought I had.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just saying if I get a bill in the mail and I am going to send it to the director or the person, the treasurer, okay, for a tax bill or a utility bill. I mean, proper due process is noticing them first to let them know that's what we're doing, rather than me just, put in a registered mail envelope, my bill, and say, here, pay this. I mean, I'm just trying to put in, together how the process.
Send some exhibits with it showing this is what they're supposed to do. You could send, just if you send the bill in, personally, if there's a law that says they should take care of it, then I'll get a certified copy of the law, and I'll give you a copy. I'll get a lady who will issue, and I think they're $25 to get a certified copy of the law that you are doing for them to follow. So now, when you appeal, you're going to appeal it to the district court that these people violating the law. And all these codes. Now, did anyone pull up 31 USC 1501?
Yes.
Okay, let me stop sharing.
I just put the link in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at it. So go. Can somebody read the heading?
31 U.S. Code 1501, documentary evidence requirement for government obligations.
And go down to number 8.
Service provided by public utilities or?
Yeah, it's a government obligation. Who says you're supposed to be paying anyway? It's somebody else's debt. And you got a code right here that explain not a law, but at least it's a code, something you can start off with.
Mhm.
But it says government utilities are government obligation. Public utilities are government obligation. So am I the public utility? No. Am I the government obligation? No, I have a government obligation. So therefore, if you have a government obligation, then you can have it paid for. You just let them know, hey, I got a government obligation. Now, I just want you right now, because this is a jumping ahead. I didn't really want to get into that, but since we're talking here. Um, I want a house. Okay? I rode around and I saw a house that I want. So what would I do? I go to what? The real estate company. I would ask for what? I would get a purchase order or invoice with my name on it. Now that my name is on it, it becomes my obligation. Now I could go and have it taken care of by the government. I put a YouTube in there in the group, uh, um, Yusavale, and he talks about International Bill of Exchange. How is it used? Matter of fact, I brought it up, and there's this one section that's on there that I need you all to listen to. Okay. It's called Mastering the Art of Crafting a Bill of Exchange. Okay. I gotta reshare this, so I gotta stop this one here and reshare it so I can get the sound. I want the sound into it. And let me know if you can hear it.
Okay, first of all, there isn't any money. These documents are not for paying for things. It's like a tax credit that you're using to offset an obligation. Okay?
Finally, homemade Manjaro makes your pants drop.
Man,
In just 1 week, I've developed a 3-ingredient recipe that's 10 times more.
Commercials now.
Okay? Look at it and I want you to kind of cast it into those terms, because remember, you are exempt from having to pay for anything. Okay, everything is already prepaid. You're going to keep hearing this. So these are really instructions. All this instrument is an instruction of where to direct your credit to. It can take any form. It does not have to look like a check. And that's why I'm going to show you a documentary draft after this. But this is just, all this is an instruction instrument. Okay, you're directing someone where to direct your credit that they are holding for you in the form of a bond at the Treasury Department. You're going to reference that bond when you mail this off. Okay, that is called routing instructions. How do you route this instrument? You're routing the instrument because you're directing them where the credits are located. The credits are located in the possession of the Secretary of Treasury because he is the holder of it, and he is the one that has the books. Okay, he has the books of everything that's going on in the country. He has to have the books because the United States is in debt. They are debtors, okay? And you are a creditor in the private. Okay, so they owe you. They are, everybody says it. I hear people on my YouTube page, it cuss me out. You Savelle, you're an agent. They owe us. They owe us. Okay, well, I'm trying to show you how to formally utilize your credit to offset obligations. Okay, don't look at this as some sort of money. In that money is a wide definition anyway, but it's credit that we're dealing with, and this instrument is directing them how to route the credits. All right, to lodge it on books.
Okay, and I got that. I have this YouTube on in the chat, and you need to listen to it. And it's like 1 minute and 1 minute, 1 hour, 9 minutes. But basically, the whole beginning, if you look at the screen, that is an international bill of exchange. He's showing you how to create this. So it's no money coming out of your pockets. All you need is a computer and some templates to show you how to, how to fill it in, fill it up, write it up. They're going to send it to the treasurer, and the treasurer is going to take it out of your credit. This is how you discharging the debt.
Can we talk about the timeframes that this happened? And I'm asking this question specifically because last year I had a real estate agent issue me an escrow summary from the escrow company for a house. I went through the whole process, and it took a very, very long time to get any response on.
Okay, I'm going to say this before you even started, really. Did you do it in a private or did you do it in the public?
I did it in the private.
No, you didn't. Because not if you gave it to a real estate person, they work in the public. See, you have to understand. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You need to be in the private first and operate in the private. You do something in the public, if you be lucky if you get anything, but it definitely be a long time when you're in the public. This is why people can't get a free house, a free car. They're not under the 10 amendments. They're number 14, where you are a U.S. citizen. They're on the 14th. But from 11 all the way up to 28 is public. And the public just don't have the same rights as we the people. And it's prosperity. We're the prosperity. We the people are dead. But you're doing things in the public. You can't expect things to go fast in the public if it even gets done at all. Because they don't want people to know about this. That way, because everyone knew, if someone knew it, and they'd be all doing it. I'm showing you things that they don't even know about. But they know about it in the private. They know about it when it gets sent to the treasurer. If you get that money order that I'm showing you on the screen right now, that bill of exchange, if he gets that, he knows what to discharge the debt. It really gets discharged. But on the private side, now if you receive money, you will find only Federal Reserve banks receive money. So when you try to have some money sent to you, you better be operating under a bank hat. I'm a banker. And that bank better have an EIN number. Can you see how easy, how simple what we're talking about, how simple it is? You gotta operate under the banking, and there's a form. I got it in there, let's go down to numbers 5. You have to change your accounting to the Treasury credit because you talking money. You only dealing with money. Money. There is no money. So all the stuff you got is a debt, and a debt don't pay for another debt. You have to change your accounting system to 3115, IRS 3115. Go to irs.gov, download it, fill it out, and give it back to them so you are under the accrued accounting system. You must be under accrued. So every time I cancel a debt and I got my accrued accounting system up, then I'm adding money on the private side. I'd rather have it. It's easier to get it on the private side because we always got debts. And when we get a debt, all we need is a 1099-C to cancel the debt. And when the debt is canceled, we're able to use it to actually pay for money on the public side. But if I cancel all my debts on my credit report, and then I go back to the credit bureau and say, all these debts, here's a copy of them, have been canceled. Will you please tell the person who put the debt on there to remove it? Because it's been canceled. You see how easy it is? How easy it would be to clear your credit report, to purchase a house or a car or whatever you want using the private paperwork.
And the first step to getting,
I'm sorry, one at a time.
is the first step to getting to the private side to get these remedies in place is to resign as agent for service process and then move from there.
Well, can you work for McDonald's and Burger King at the same time?
No. And I guess I'm trying to comprehend, like for me, I've been working on setting up my trust, getting together my UCC. Is that stuff that's necessary when you do this?
No, because personally, I set up a treasury account under my bank EIN number. So if I want money transferred from the treasurer, because they got some money, they got some securities, I would tell them to transfer it over to my bank at the treasury. All I got to do is tell them to transfer it over. And I believe it's under Title 31. I'm trying to think of the codes on the treasury that tells you what to do.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? You said you have your TDA account under your banker. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I got my TDA account under my bank with an EIN number because we all became banks under the presidential proclamation 2039.
Okay, so you were saying up under your banker's EIN. So is that the private banker or just the banker? Is that the like?
I got the EIN number under me. I'm the one that opened it up, gave it an EIN, so it is private.
Okay.
Is this the individual banker EIN?
That's what I was saying. Was it the individual or the one that they say is a private bankers? Okay. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, you're an individual banker. It's under your EIN number, and I control the EIN number. I think they call it, I think when I got it from the IRS, it might have said individual banker. I don't think it said private.
Okay. And then you say, when you said, then you get the treasury to send money to the TDA account.
If it got to that point, yes. You could, like I said, I know men who got McDonald's. He owned a McDonald's. I used to work for him. He used to be a member of my church, and he hired me in. And he got 10,000 because they can't. McDonald's have to be a mile away from each other. Well, he had a very good business in a very good location, so they put another McDonald's closer than a mile, and they paid him like $10,000 or $10 million for doing that. And in less than 6 years, he was broke. See, one thing getting the money is easy, is being able to keep it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Getting the money is easy. We could create our own money. We could create our own money. We are banks. Yeah, when you set up a Treasury Direct account, Why wouldn't you get a bank? Because they're gonna send you something saying, "Oh, you doing something frivolous." I said, "Oh no." According to your IRS laws, the Treasury laws, it says that I can only transfer money in my own account, my own bank account. Well, and when I send that in, I ain't heard nothing else from them. So I know the bank has a routing number. Treasury got the same routing number, and the account number is the one I got when I first opened it up, and they send me my email. I didn't have to do nothing else. I ain't gonna do nothing else. Not yet.
Okay, and when you say that making sure that you're completely out of the public and all the way private before you're able to apply these methods, can you kind of give us a little details on, like, because you know, with us, with so much information out here, you'll think you're private and you're not private. It's so many different things. So can you give us a little information, elaborate on like the steps to actually being private?
Okay, go to number 8, because that's how a part of you creating your ID. Go to number 8 on the outline. Now, one way to say I'm private is what? Get my passport to say I'm a national. That seems like that'll make me private right there. It don't say U.S. on the front of it. But there's another law here I want y'all to look. Public Law 9-241, Section 302. Let me see. Okay, I did this mastering stuff already. Let me go in, look at public law. Let me put in public law 94 9-241. Okay, uh, section 102, section 302. Public Law 241, Section 302. Let's see here. Uh-oh, somebody got a baby in the back. They might have to make sure they shut down. All right, here it is here. And we're going to do Section 302. Where's 302 at? Okay, here's 10 something. Here's 204. Okay, here it is. 302. Section 302. And as you see, what is it? Last line, the last paragraph. Can anyone, let me open it up a little bit, zoom it in. Can anyone see that? Now remember, I went and got my passport and I made them a national, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute too. But this is something even better, a little bit better. Can anyone see the second paragraph here on 302?
Yes. Yes.
Can someone read it?
I, blank, being duly sworn, hereby declare my intention to be a national but not a citizen of the United States.
Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice?
Yes.
So you do that, you sign it, you you get it notarized, you get it authenticated, and you mail it to yourself. So it's registered. I wouldn't put it in the paper because this is private. You know, I'm a national, I'm private. I don't need to let everybody know I'm private. And they be trying to come over here talking stuff.
You mail it to
This is,
yourself registered?
say again?
You mail it to yourself registered, certified, or just regular?
No, I want it registered. Everything registered. Send it to myself registered. I don't open it up. If I had to go to court, then I'll open it up. But if someone wants to see it, give me $10,000 and you can open it up all you want because I got to do the process all over again.
Thank you.
Do you provide a copy with the passport?
If you want, but that's not necessary. The passport says national/citizen in the paperwork itself. So the option is already in the passport. And the front of the passport won't have United States on it. The blue cover, it'll say national. That's two IDs that you have. Plus, I have one that I created my own as a non-citizen civilian national. I made my own ID. Plastic, just like a driver's license.
You said mail it to yourself. Is it anything particular that should be how the envelope should be addressed?
Yeah, my address is coming to me. I'm pulling it in my. We are foreign. We are foreign to them. We are foreign country. Shouldn't I have my own laws?
Yeah, no, I was saying that like to say like you know how some where we're to mail it to the or is it going to the state, the trust, or just our name?
No, you're not going to the state. The state ain't private. The state is public. I'm outside of them, and I got my own paperwork to prove it. I'm uncore. They're core. I registered to me. Now I don't open up the envelope. I just put it up. In case I need it again. But I just showed you all, and I bet you probably won't hear this from anybody else. Well, I just showed you. If those public officials are taking an oath, don't it sound like you kind of taking one too?
National is defined differently in all kinds of different places throughout like the US code. And I really struggle with that, and taking an oath to um, and classifying myself as something other than the creation of God. I don't know. That's why I've never taken an oath to be a national, because I've read many different places, different definitions of national in the US code.
All I care about is says that I'm not a U.S. citizen, okay? That I don't want to be.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah. Look at the other side of the coin. You too focusing on one item. If it is different with different folks, then let them come to me and say and ask me what is your national? A Michiganian.
Okay, so the first step, oh, sorry.
That's what we were when we were born. We were Michiganians when we were born until the local register mail us over to the capital to get a birth certificate.
So the first steps would be for us to get our passport as a non-citizen national with that public law. And we want to get that, when we sign it, we want to get that notarized and authenticated with the Secretary of State. When we get it back, we want to register, mail it to ourselves. And then were you going to show us the $35 passport?
Well, again, it's not necessary. Oh, let me go ahead and show you what to do on a passport so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so we got that law out. That's great. Now we want to look at, and let's look at the No, 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 no. Let's go down here. And, oh, by the way, how many of you all cars paid for?
I have
Mine
one.
is.
Mine is.
Yours isn't?
Yeah. We're
We need to get your money back.
Well, I got something that says MCO replacement. This is a replacement where you could create your own title. Hopefully you paid off everything. There's no lien on a car. So I got that in the group. So once you got it paid off, you ask the state to give you your title and bond. The bond. They're making money, still making money off of you. So once you get those, you own the vehicle. Police could stop and say, hey, I own this vehicle. It don't belong to the state. The only reason they could ticket you and stuff is because you're still under the state, which don't make sense. If your car is paid off, why are you getting tags and insurance? And that's only requirement if it's owned by the state. See, no one understands that.
So even if you did a revocation of your license with the DMV and you revoked your registration years ago, you're still in the state because you haven't requested the bond and the title back?
Yeah, you under their ruling. That's their jurisdiction. That's why they still could ticket. They're making money. Why do you think people renew their license every year or the tax is so that they could keep getting money off of the bond. There is a bond on that car.
And would we be sending this request to the DMV of our state, or is there another department that we would request it from?
I don't know your state. I just go. We don't have DMVs here in Michigan. We just got the Secretary of State, and that's it. So it's up to your state. You can come on. You got to do a little, research your own self and figure out who has my title. Call
Yeah,
the
okay. I didn't
dealership.
know it was. I didn't know it was different in different states. Thank you.
Everything is different in different states. It really are. They have the same meaning. They just change the wording. But this is a manufacturer certificate of origin that I just put on the screen here. So you can create your own title once you got the car. And they told me they destroy it. They said that, fine. Then you create your own. We could do that. We the people. We don't need to be doing things under their jurisdiction. You don't use when you transfer property. You don't use a quick claim deed. That's their paperwork. And see here, Michigan 701 says that we appointed as a registered agent of such corporation as his true and lawful attorney in fact. See, so when they be like, you need an attorney, excuse me, I am an attorney in fact here in Michigan. I'm an attorney in fact, like an in-law. I'm in like Flint. You ain't nothing. You at me. You ain't in me. But this is a get out of jail free here. I didn't know about this law till after I resigned. A member, officer, employee, or agent of the authority shall not have an interest either directly or indirectly in any business organization engaged in any business contract or transaction with the authority, and I call it the state, or in any contract of any other person engaging in any business with the state of Michigan, or in the purchase, sale, lease, or transfer of any property to or from the state. This is a get out of jail free. There's nothing that you're supposed to be connected to, people. This is Michigan law. So you maybe want to look at it. I replaced authority with the state of Michigan, but I'm not responsible directly or indirectly in any business. Okay. So you may want to look at our laws and realize, let me see, what is this one here? Process of service or public. I wanted to show you this one law here. MCL. Oh gosh. Is it 16? My mind is gone blank. Six. I think it's six. Is it 61.6? Two. I had it. I gotta go into the folder. We did the resignation. I want to go back into obligations for a minute. Now this is, if you don't get it after this here, and I personally would try to find it in your codes in Michigan, MCL. Okay, let me hear. Okay, go up to one page. Now look at here. This is Michigan people, the people of the state of Michigan enacted. See, they're saying the people. So I don't know if a U.S. citizen considered people. I don't think so. But check this out. 12.62. Payment of principal and interest on obligations of state. Duty of state register. Now you was asking, who do I give it to? I don't know who to give it to. Well, this is his duty. It shall be the duty of the state register to pay, or cause to be paid the principal of and interest of all, not some, not many, all obligations of this state, as the same become due, as the same become due from any money or revenue pledge, therefore, or from any other state money or revenue under the control or custodian of the state treasurer. So, in other words, the state treasurer will be paid the principal of an interest. So if you send it to him and you worry about is he gonna pay it on time and all that, well, I just send him this law that says you better do it. If you don't, you violating your code. And I know you bonded.
So when we get a purchase order for a home or a car, you said don't put it in your name because that means you're liable. Do you put it in the treasurer's name?
No, you have to have it in your name. They're gonna take care of your obligation, not the treasurer. Treasurer got all the rest of the state. You need it in your name on the letterhead, because after they do it, they can't sell that car. They can't sell that house. That's like a contract. It's a lien when it's in your name. Normally they have it for 30 days, so that way you don't stay forever. But once it's done, all you need to do is send a bill of exchange to the treasurer for the amount.
Yes, I think the hard part is everyone is so attached to their names, but they don't remember that that name is actually a federal and a state entity. That's what they created a federal
Yes.
and a municipal entity. It is not you.
But at the same time, if it's all cap, it represents the estate, which is what you buying it for the estate.
So Myron, we can technically buy a house, get a purchase order for a house or a vehicle or car, and send it to our state treasurer, right, with instructions. And then once they pay it off or once it's cleared, we can transfer it to a trust.
Yes, once it's the transfer, or you could put the trust name if you keep the all cap name and estate. Because remember, when you die, what do they put after your name when you dead?
Estate.
Estate.
Estate. So you born in a state, you die in a state. Stay under the estate. And all
So
those other, the treasurer, the attorney general, secretary of state, they have to protect that estate and you. Your job is to protect that estate.
So for
So
those of us who have estate EINs, you can literally just lead with that. You would put your first name, last name, estate, and then get your purchase order, and then send that off to the treasurer.
sound like a winner to me.
But what about when you use the estate and they ask for a death certificate?
No. That's going to pay the debt. Well, nobody going to give an invoice to a dead person. You know. But thinking,
No, I'm talking about like you said, because you said like keep going with the estate. What I'm saying that as far as when you just say a check, say they send a check, and you're having problems cashing because most banks are asking for a death certificate or even trying to open up an estate account. So I thought maybe if it was a living estate, I'm not sure. That's just what I was kind of thinking because been a lot of problems when you have that estate on there with them asking to see a death certificate because I guess they not recognizing. But I guess maybe that's still being public. I'm not private.
But I'm just saying, why you putting the vehicle name under the social? Why don't you put it under your EIN number?
Yeah. Can we put it, Mr. Myron, can we put it under the trust, the all caps name trust, take fiduciary over that trust that's in that same name and put all property in that name?
Yes.
So that we own nothing, but we control everything.
Everything. You still got it. You just ain't put it under the social. Personally, you when someone died, my aunt died. I didn't inherit the house, but I had to transfer. I put her name estate, and I operated as her representative under her estate. So I was able to take care of her bills and stuff, or actually tell them to send it to the treasury as a loss, or cancel the debt. Cancel the debt. That's all they got to do is put a 1099-C on it. They do that anyway. Everything that you see on your what is it? We was talking about early. Credit report, the original, where they got it, under the credit report, and they discharged the debt. They discharged the debt, and basically all they did is file a 1099-C. And what is it doing? These stores don't mind doing that because it goes to their credit. The money don't disappear. It goes to their credit. So they don't have a problem discharging it. We do because we don't know that credit is on the other side of the equation, on the other side of the accounting, the accrued accounting. We're on the money side of the accounting, which ain't saying much of anything. How do you think some of these actors and politicians and they donate, a couple of $100,000 to kids and stuff? It's off their credit. It don't come out of their bank account. It's off their credit. And if you ever ask for something from the bank and they come back with a letter saying they don't have the money, you don't have the money in there, even though you see there is a balance is a lot less than it was, they're still supposed to give it to you. You have to report them to the CFBP or CFBP Bureau, CFBP, because every time you deposit money in the bank, they're putting credit, the credit is being added on to your account at the bank. See, for people, y'all don't know that if you got an account in the bank and you close that account in the bank and you still got some checks to that account, you can write the checks off because the bank that they're dealing with now is your birth certificate bond. So you could write pay to the order to somebody, but you cannot write on the second line of that check because it's going to reference the bank that's underneath the line, which is usually the bank you got your money deposited in. So you're writing a check just like you would if you buy a house. You don't have the money to buy the house, but yet it's coming from a bank. What bank is it coming from? The one in the upper right-hand, left-hand corner of the check. And that's usually your name and address and phone number and stuff. Your information is coming out of that bank account. But it won't come out of the bank that you have your funds deposited in because you didn't write nothing on that line, on that second line where it says dollar.
So wait, you said if we have old checks, you said we will, it says pay to the order. And you said don't write nothing on the second line. So how?
You're going to take the amount and you're going to take it outside the box and write the amount on the check, but it's outside the box because everything in the box, the four corner rule saying it don't exist.
So basically, you could write everything on the first line, pay to the order of, who you're going to pay it to, and then right underneath that, you write out your amount, how much.
So you can write it right to the side. You can write it on the side, right underneath where you put the money, where people usually write their money.
Right.
But you don't put it in a box. And you sign it down in the lower right-hand corner.
And you give this to, you said to purchase anything?
I'm just saying that's how you pay. It's just like a promissory note.
Or to pay. Okay, gotcha. And okay, and you wouldn't have, they wouldn't say that you were writing like bad checks.
No, because the bank wouldn't even get it because you didn't write nothing on that second line. Where you write the amount down, and then there's a bank underneath that second line. That's where it would go. But if you don't put nothing on that second line, and you actually have to put without recourse on there, you got to put that on there. Pay to the order, and the name it is without recourse. How do you think people were writing checks off of closed accounts?
And that's for
to write.
And now why they don't give you checks anymore?
One of the policies is that you should give the bank notice that you're going to be doing that and not just do it. Like they can't say no, but you should tell them.
They gave me the account when they opened up the bank, so I could do whatever I want to do.
You said you should give them notice. You said
why? What are they gonna do? Take the money out of my bank account? I don't think so. They can't take it out of. They can't take it out of theirs because it ain't nothing in it.
I see.
So we could possibly pay the bills this way.
Test it out and see. Pay a utility bill.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. If you got checks, I had to go back. for some more.
How old could is it a limit on how long they keep that account open once you think it's closed?
As long as whatever name in the upper right hand corner has money, the upper left hand corner, as long as there's money there, that's as long as they're gonna be doing it.
Gotcha.
Like I said, if you don't let them know, you might be able to buy you a whole lot of stuff.
Okay, I had another.
We can make checks on that closed account.
Mm-hmm. Look at Rob ROBB Ryder. RYN RYDEN
DER. Yep, Rob Ryder.
Elements of a check. Elements of a check. And he tells you, he breaks down the check. There's a public side to it and a private side. Like everything else out there, there's a public side and a private side.
Wonder if
because they don't tell you about it. Because every time you deposit a check in the bank, they get times 9 the amount. Times 900%. They get and put it in the account. You don't even know about it. They do that for your house, your car, any loan. They take 900%. It's called interest. Look at 12 USC 414, and it tells you about the money they putting in addition to whatever's on the promissory note. But they don't tell you that.
Action reserve.
They get so much money, and when you try to ask about it, they're going to close you down.
So can I ask a question just to be clear on this? So if we have a closed checking account, like my bank closed my account, I send them a notice and say, I'm going to be writing checks on this closed account. And just to be clear on the action.
You don't have to send them a notice. You're private. You're doing it on the private side. I'm not telling anything about the private side. They don't know. And whoever you're talking to definitely don't know. So why are you wasting time? Just write it and see what happens.
Well, okay. So then on the check itself, it says pay to the order of. So you would write, for instance, AT&T, and then without recourse next to it, along with $100 right next to that outside of the, I mean, I'm just trying to get a picture here.
Yeah, outside the line, underneath the box that they may have. You can't put anything in a box. Anything in a box is considered, it don't exist.
So
do it's called the four corner
rule. The second line. On the second line, then you leave it blank, or should you put a line so no one can write on it?
Leave it blank, write a line, put a line through it so nobody else will do it. Because it's not going to go to the bank. If nothing on that second line, it's not going to go to the bank.
So you got your money there. You don't put anything in the box, or you don't spell it out either, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you sign it like normal, but you're going to write without recourse by John Doe, authorized rep.
No, without recourse, it's going to go up next to whoever you write the check to. But down at the bottom, you just sign it by colon, last name, first name. That's why I sign everything. Everything by colon, last name, first name. I don't even have to worry about UCC 1-308. I don't need all that. I'm a representative. That's why I could sign it. Because I'm already in their books to be able to sign out of that birth certificate name. I'm the only one that could do it. They're not doing it. That's why they don't have any, they're not getting any money from them. In other words, you're paying things twice. It's coming out of your birth certificate, and then they're going to yank it out of your bank account.
Mr. Rice, I know we're a little past it, but I had a question about the bond with bonding yourself. So when we make the bond, do we get that authenticated, or no? We get it notarized. Do we get it authenticated? We put it on a record. I'm
It
just
ain't,
trying.
none
I'm
of
trying to
that is on the
understand what
form.
makes
Look
it
at the
going.
form. Look at the form. None of that notarizing and nothing like that is on that form. I'm doing it the way that form said do, and I never notarize, had anything notarized or nothing.
Okay, so what puts it into
There
effect?
is there is a notary stamp on the 24, standard form 24 that goes with it.
And how do you enforce it? Like, do you put it on a record somewhere? Because I know you said like if you had to go to court, you would take it to court with you.
No, I submitted in a week before, so the judge have time to look at it.
So
That's the way I was when I was using it for other
okay,
folks. That's the way I did it for other folks.
right. You would file it into the case, basically.
Yeah, you file it in the case, so somebody would see that it in the case, and the judge could see it in front of him to say, "Oh man, I can't put this person in jail."
Okay, and do you?
Do you what? Hello?
She got disconnected.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I was saying, like, how do you enforce it? How do you let it know that you're bonded? Like, how do
You know, again, you asking something, I never had a problem with it. And they just saw it was a bond, and I gave it to them, and they took care of it. Because remember, they are bonded. They are all bonded. So I don't have to go after the judge. I don't have to go after his mama, his daddy. I go to the bonding company, and they will automatically take the money out of his bond. If he gets too many complaints, he loses his bond, and he
Oh no,
loses his.
no. I'm talking about with bonding yourself. I'm not talking about their bond. I'm talking about the bond that we put on ourselves. I'm saying
It's the same. Again, that is the same as it was before. It's got the same wording, so I assume it's going to work the same way. I could create a international bill of exchange. We could create our own money. Just because it's not on their letterhead and all that doesn't mean that it still don't work.
right. But what I was asking was, do we like have it recorded somewhere? Do we put it on the UCC? Like that's what I was asking. Is it some way we record? I mean, put it to where it's recognized.
Well, again, we're talking something that's private because it's coming out of your birth certificate.
Okay.
Now, if you want to make it registered, I guess you could send it through the post office and have it being a registered bond. You want to register it. But see, again, now you put it in the public.
Right.
So it's up to you.
I'm following you. It's just another part of being private, and that's something that I gotta kind of get in my mind. I'm understanding it, and I'm still learning, but I just gotta. I guess it's just a different mentality of thinking and knowing what's private and knowing what you can do, and not second guessing. So I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, because if you go again, look at optional form 91. That's still a GSA form, and you see it's gonna have the same wording, pretty much the same wording, except that is on goods, like cars and boats and whatever that they might have took from you. So if the optional form 91 hasn't changed, but they took 90 out because they couldn't put people in jail and go get their money out of their birth certificate.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
But you go to what they call it, Bell's bondsman, he's taking money out of your birth certificate.
Right.
Bell's bondsman, and it's not a Bell's bondsman that I know that when they give something to the judge, he's not going to accept it.
So when you bond yourself, let me ask, is it a way for you to like how we was looking at for the vehicle. Is it a way to, I guess, maybe insure yourself or buy a bond to cover yourself? Or is that what we're
read the bond. Let me put the bond back up. Because if you read the bond, you're bonded because you're a government property. You using the government money. Well, I want to bond something that belongs to somebody else.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just trying to, make it
Oh no, no,
easy
no.
and simple.
I definitely understand. I mean, I'm getting it. I'm getting it, and it definitely seems simple. We do make stuff harder than it is. It's just, it's all new. So it's like, God, I could have just bonded myself and, or bound
Yeah,
my.
because they tell you don't go to court unless you bond it because they can't throw you in jail. I personally thought about that. Well, wait a minute. I used to bond people out. They went in there and they never put them in jail. But now they removed it. And then because they removed it, I guess they can't get it through their asset, but that doesn't mean I can't create one in my own name and give it to them because it's still my information and it's remember, you a government property. Let me bring it up. Let me see what I do with it here. Optional Form 90. Here it is here. Okay. See, for the performance of U.S. government contract number. See, I'm contracting with the government by a bond for the performance of a U.S. So I got a Social Security number. I'm a government contract, and I just became a surety for the complete and successful performance of said contract, which bond includes a lien upon certain real property. See, we're real property, and they got real property in escrow when they're talking about uh, goods. So you see that on the screen.
So okay, let me ask you this, Mr. Rice. Okay, I get the bond and stuff. So when you go to court, and I want to kind of go back to what someone had spoke on when they were saying about the surety and the principal, because since we've been told that we're not the surety, we are the principal, and that's kind of like, I guess, dealing with the court also, because they said they want to treat you as surety. That's why they locking you away and things like that. So we're not the principal either.
Well, do you sharing the screen? Can't you read it? It says you become the surety for the complete and successful performance of said contract, which bond includes a lien upon certain real property, which is you, further described hereafter, and I guess it talks about you. You're the surety in here. So, because don't separate you and the money. It's still two separate things, dear.
Okay.
But if there's somebody who got money backing you, then that's who they're going to have to deal with.
And would you have a amount on here or no? There's no amount on here. It's just saying that you're bound.
The court knows how much people have to pay. The only time they give you the numbers when there's a ticket and they tell you how much you got to pay. But the judge knows everything. They know the numbers before you even walk in the door.
I'm going to try.
And it looks like what they're doing, according to this, is they're putting a lien on you.
Right.
Upon the following property. Now I have to find one that's really completed to see, do they put a description of myself in there?
I know this is really important to a lot of people, especially those with problems with the court, but I don't want us to get off of this call without figuring out the passport stuff. So could we also talk about that at some point, on how to get the $35 passport? Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Good.
Because I wanted to show you all somehow you can, under the paperwork here, you can get somebody out of jail if they write a letter saying they can't afford it. Now, where did I see that at? Where my glasses? There they are. Well, what I'm going to bring up is, let me go back in here and get the FAM, 8 FAM, and open it up. This is 8 FAM, which is telling you how you're supposed to, this is passport endorsement. Can y'all see it? See that on the screen?
Yes.
So you have to endorse the passport properly. And when you do that, this is the book, I guess, the manual. They got different numbers and letters. And 04, 04, and it says 04, no fee. Place in all no fee regular passport, except a pen and passport with a pre-printed and endorsement 60 or used. But this is number 04 is no fee. 08, the bearer is also known as, and they got a surname, between A and K, K and A. The bearer used an assumed name. And then 09, so you need 04, 08, and 09. The bearer is a United States national and not a United States citizen. So these are the three numbers, 09, 08, and 04, where you got no fee. And then let me bring up the passport itself. Oh, here's a blank one right here. Okay, here's a blank U.S. blanked passport. And see right here, right on the top, there's a white rectangle and END numbers. That's the endorsement number. So right on this line, I will put 04, 08, and 09. Now all the other stuff you do like you remember you want to do, don't matter. But that is where you have to endorse it, 04, 08, and 09. Everybody get that?
Yes. Would you put your use your social security number on here?
Yeah, everything is pretty much the same. It's just those three endorsements you want to make sure is up on this line.
Could you make that a little bigger? Thank you.
END, endorsed, on this line.
This would still work for someone who already has a passport?
Well, you're going to have to give that one up. They're not going to let you have two passports. You got to give one up.
No, and I'm stating that because, before we learned this, we were claiming ourselves as U.S. citizens. So I was just asking, would it, kind of change the fact that now you're going to a national, or would you have to put in like a state, write a explanatory statement? Should you attach one with this?
I don't know. You're going down that rabbit hole. If I'm doing the instructions, if the instructions here tell me that these are the numbers, 04, 08, where I'm the bearer, and 09, the bearer is a U.S. national. They know what I am. They see what I'm doing it for. Why would I care whether I used to be a citizen or my mama used to be a citizen, my daddy used to be a dog? And that don't matter.
I love you, Mr. Rice. Thank you.
So by definitely putting that 04 when you submit it for processing, that is what gets rid of the fee, and then you get only charged the processing.
Yeah, $35.
Thank you.
And
Could we pick
08,
both instead of just, I'm sorry.
say what?
I was asking, could we pick both or either or at the top for the book or the passport?
The book? You mean the
To
card?
get the passport card and the book, Mr. Rice?
I don't know. I never had a card. I can't see the point of having a card because you can't stamp. If I'm traveling overseas or whatever, like I do, there's nothing they can put on the card. They
Yeah,
need to
the
put the
card is
stamp.
only for Canada and Mexico or the Caribbean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right next to the Canada, and it's basically just used for ID. If you want another ID, that's fine, but a passport is all I need. I don't want to be carrying a whole bunch of stuff overseas. Stuff gets stolen. Well, you know, I can't carry it. Sometimes you can't carry it with you. I know the car would have hurt my butt if I was on that camel, so I'm not gonna take a car if I can help it.
Okay, and do we need to put all in parentheses with it or no?
Put what?
Where you have the 08, it says parentheses all. Do we need to put parentheses all or just 08?
No, just the numbers.
Okay, thank you.
Just the numbers. 04, 08, 09.
And it goes in the box or on the line? In the box, you're saying, correct?
No, on the line where it says END, endorse number.
Gotcha.
Is this passport application where we write that if we're from Wisconsin, we say we're a Wisconsinite?
I don't know about all that.
Or, well, do we actually write up state and country is country USA on the application?
Yeah, you fill everything out normal.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, if you go to the post office and do it right there in front of them, I don't think you have any problem. You got a question, you can ask them about that, but they probably don't even know about the endorsements. I just got a passport, about 7 months ago because mine's got lost. I misplaced it. And then I found out about this, so I'll be going sometime maybe this week, next week, and get another one because I found a place that I don't have to sign an appointment. I found one where I could just go there and just stand in line. But I'm just trying to share with you all the importance of how you can show and prove that you are a national. You understand? That 1.308, that's usually when people sign stuff like their driver's license and all that, when you sign stuff. But personally, I just use by, colon, last name, comma, first name, dash, middle. I sign everything like that. By, colon, last name, comma, first name, dash, middle. And I'm a veteran. I sign all my veteran stuff. I sign everything the same way. Because by means like a byline, like a newspaper and stuff. You're not the person, but you're just writing on the subject matter. You're just witnessing the subject matter. And if you have to, and you should on the passport, in the front, when you do sign it, put your thumbprint, a red thumbprint on there. So they know you're living.
Do you know of any ways to get some birth certificates without paying an arm and a leg for them?
No, that belongs to the state. So, they got their rules. But again, if you get, all you really need is one, and they normally cost about, what, $60 or something? And you authenticate it and everything. Mail it to yourself, after you make copies of everything you did, mail it to yourself. you shouldn't have to worry about another birth certificate again because you just showed yourself as being superior over the birth certificate. That's why you got to give it to this. A copy goes to the state. Their birth certificate becomes void. Their birth certificate becomes void. Oh, there's another law. UCC 9-303. Okay, let's see here. UCC 9-303. This is what you're
Mr. Rice,
doing
do
with
you,
certificate. Say
excuse me,
again?
I'm sorry, do you do the UCC 1 and the UCC 3? Do you do any of that?
No, no, I don't.
The recording of
I mean,
certificate?
UCC 1 is good for putting a lien on somebody.
So should you put a lien on yourself?
No, I got a bond on me.
Okay, so gotcha. Okay, and can you put a bond on your kids also?
If they have the trust, they already protected.
Do you record your certificate or deed of trust? Or do you give anyone do you send out any notices? I can't. If you're talking, I can't hear you. It's like you went
Myron,
out.
we can't hear. Myron, we can't hear you.
I think he muted.
Let me text him.
Okay, while he's getting back on, can somebody tell me, Mr. Rice said that you could put your thumbprint on the passport. Was he talking about the passport book or the passport application when you sign it?
Application.
Okay.
And I believe he also said to put the thumbprint on the bond also. Did you guys hear that?
What ink are we using for the thumbprint? Blue or red?
I know he said red for the application. I'm not sure what he said for the
Red.
Okay, thank you.
Mona, in case we don't get a chance, I want to thank you and your team for putting this together. I've been trying to talk to Mr. Rice for almost 2 years, so I am so grateful for this.
I am also. Mona and Sister Elbe, I really appreciate you guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I concur with all that.
I think we can all say ditto.
And I have another question for when he was talking about about them not being able to put you out your property, and someone asked about like an apartment or something. I was trying to figure out, like, we know what laws are, that they don't always follow them. I was trying to find out, did he say, is it a way that you can enforce it? Is the steps you take to enforce it? I know he mentioned that the judge only has what's in front of him. So did he say what you would file to?
So you're trying to figure out how to enforce when they do something against you. If you're dealing with public officers, they have bonds and you can lien their bonds.
That's not, no. That's not what I was saying. What I'm saying is he said, so what he said was like people that maybe lost their homes and things like that. And he said when they go to court, no one can bring up your bill of rights, right? And he said that you know how they vow. He said no one can bring up or say anything, and the judge don't see what's
Stop saying that.
Can everybody mute, please? I mean, I can't hear.
Yeah, he was saying how when people lost their home and things of that nature, he was saying how no one ever brings up their bill of rights and not knowing. He was saying that the judge is only there. He can only see what's in front of him. So what I'm asking is, did he ever mention like what you would file or submit to the judge to enforce your rights or to let him know,
That box, he said.
No, I'm talking about
in the court.
I'm talking about for housing. I'm not talking about like court and tickets.
First of all, these lower courts are administrative courts. They don't exercise the law. They don't go to an Article 3 court, which is where the law goes to, and that's when you go into the district court. You need to have the laws that's been violated. The judges would tell those attorneys, don't bring law in this court. They are corporations. All they got is policies, codes. Those are policies. They are not laws. They can't bring law in the court because that means the judge he can't make a decision on a law. A law is a law. That's like somebody saying, well, you can't bring in the 10 Commandments to God. No, you know, how you gonna argue with God? He gave you the 10 Commandments. People couldn't even obey them. That's why Jesus had to come. But you can't bring in the law in the courtroom. So have the laws, know the laws, and say, well, I guess I have to appeal it to the district court with laws. Matter of fact, I gave you all, I have some petitions that Eon done, with AI did it, with petitions. Petitions is what you bring in to the court at that level. Because a motion is may I. When they say motion, may I. I'm not asking you to do this. I'm telling you to remove it. So it's how you come in correctly, but you don't be using no may I. You know, you want to have a petition saying this is what you want, and Your Honor, they're gonna have to obey it. Because they're in a higher court now, so they have to obey it. Personally, I got these petitions where I'm writing them up as a notice to let the judges know, if you don't get rid of this, this is what the laws I'm taking to the district court, and you can't do a damn thing about it, but obey.
So is that how it would work for a foreclosure?
Yes. Oh man, we got a good one. There's so many laws. Like I say, the law said the Fourth Amendment, you can't take my house. Excuse me. You can't take my house. It's not collateral. When you got it, the security collateral was the promissory note. Now, how you gonna take the promissory note, get paid by the Treasury, and it's going back to your bank? Now you're going after the house. Isn't that double jeopardy? You can't have the money and the house.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with your apartment lease. They securitize the lease and then they force you out of the apartment. Yep.
That's double jeopardy on something. You can't have both. Either you give me my promissory note back and you can take the house, or give me the house and you got the note already. Because if, again, 12 USC 414, 12 USC 414 show where they got paid with interest. What interest are they talking about? 900% over whatever the principal is on the note. They get 900% over what the principal, and they deposit it in your name at the bank and they don't tell you.
Isn't that fraud
Thank you.
or breach of contract?
But,
Because they're fiduciaries as well.
yes. That's why you should be doing 1099. Tell the bank to give you an OID on what the deposit is on that account, and see if they scratch their butt then.
Can you file the OID on them if they don't want to produce it?
Hold on, before we
Again,
move to
that's
OIDs, can we just finish what we're on? I apologize. But somebody had a question regarding the checks on the closed accounts. Do we write without recourse? You said to write it somewhere. Where do we write that?
after the name of the person you writing it to. Pay to the order.
Pay attention.
Without recourse.
Thank you. We all good with checks? Yes, I take it. Silence is acquiescence. Thank you, Myron.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
back
that's
to
for the
the
closed
USC
account, right?
414 and the 900%.
Yeah, well, it says interest. It just say interest on it. It don't give a number. I saw the number somewhere, but I have to look it up. I believe it's in this operating circular number 10, which is the application. Because I do know it says on the 12.3 that you are putting the bank as the power of attorney for you. The bank is operating for you. But they're not, they're making like they're doing everything. No, they're operating for you. When it get deposited, it's in your name, not theirs. And I know that's 12.3 is one of the sections, and 7, I believe, is another section under operating circular number, what, 10?
Yes,
10, where we
OC
give
10.
away all our powers.
Yep, that window, OC 10.
Yeah, like I said, Eon is throwing all that out. I gotta go look and see. I download everything because I don't know. They might try to take his stuff like they took Patrick Devine stuff off. He's trying to open up his own website where he's gonna have everything there. But they didn't took my stuff. I had over 70 documents inscribed. I say now I think I'm lucky if I got about 15 in there. Because they didn't like people knowing what to do.
So Myron, when you go and get a home and get it attached to a deed of trust or a mortgage, that would be under contract law. And in the Constitution talks about no state shall, get in the way of contracting. So how do you go from, okay, I signed a contract and I wasn't aware of what I was signing or what they were doing, there wasn't full disclosure, then they take your house and evict you. How do you go back and fix all that? And what is the, I guess, the connection between and contract?
They violated the law. That's all you got to do. Stick to the law. Take it to district court. They cannot go against the law. They violated the Fourth Amendment.
He's saying petition the court and the district court with what you want done and bullet point that law, which is
right. So I'm just asking.
I believe it's the 4th, 9th, and 10th. I believe those 3 together.
Okay, 4th, 9th, and 10th.
Yeah, look at those 3 laws.
Okay. So if somebody was foreclosed on a year ago and evicted out of their home and some time and somebody new is living there, should they go back to the same court with a petition and then appeal it to a district court if they deny you?
I will go straight to the district court, and whoever's in there's got to move. That's why they have what is that? The title company having title insurance, or something go wrong with it, or somebody else come after it, they have to put whoever's in there somewhere else. That's their problem. They knew they were going against the law, but they didn't think you were smart enough to figure it out. But the fact that they took it out, took the house, came after it, that in itself, and that's fraud. And it has no statutes of limitations because they're not just that it was fraud committed, but at the same time, they can't take your house. Just like I can get everyone out of jail today. Everyone. Why? Because they violated the Seventh Amendment, where it says common law, court of record. And I had a friend just 2 months ago went to court and had to pay $500 to get a transcript done. Court of record, because she didn't ask for it. It's the law. And the last about trial by jury, not a jury trial. Jury trial is what trial is where you just got the judge talking. They didn't ask. They should say, wait a minute. You violated my Seventh Amendment. Read the Seventh Amendment. Nobody's going to jail because of that. They're going to jail because they're not asking for them that Seventh Amendment, but they can get out of jail because they didn't get their rights done. This is why I think they're trying to change stuff. It's really getting bad, but they can't change the laws. They might change all those policies and stuff.
And would they would take this to the file this for the district court and petition it, or would they petition the court?
Yeah, you gotta petition them using the laws. That he already got it done. In fact, I think I gave it to you all already. Let me see where if I put it in there. Wages, MCO creating 11. Yeah, I guess not. I thought I put them in. I thought I put it in here. MCO 4536 W Bill of Exchange. And I gave you the rules for the Bill of Exchange. See, the thing is, you could create these documents and it don't cost you a penny. Just have them already ready for you to fill in when it come down to that time. Oh, here.
And you're not trying to negotiate them with the bank. You're sending them to your treasurer or to your secretary, your treasurer, your state treasurer. That's how they're getting processed, not you trying to negotiate them with a bank or anything like that.
Are you talking about an application for a house or something like that?
No, you were just saying you showed us how to do the bills of exchange. And so
yeah,
I know that many people have tried to work privately with, let's say, like an auto dealership, et cetera, with bills of exchange and have had trouble. But one of the ways to do that is to just get the purchase order and send it to the state treasurer or the secretary of state. Right?
You could do the state treasurer because I just read in Michigan he would pay all the bills. But, you know, people always want to go to the big dog, the U.S. Treasury. It don't matter as long as someone pays for it.
Right. Okay.
But I'd rather try the lower court and the lower person and then go to another. Okay, here it is. The plaintiff, your name, hereby submit a notice of removal this matter to a district court. You're asking them. There's a letter here I got in there called the U.S. District Court, where you wanted to remove it out of the court is in, which usually bankruptcy, that's a lower court, to the district court. And once it gets there, then it ain't gonna come back. So you might as well say you good as goody because they can't have any lawyer. It's almost like a small claims court where you can't have any attorneys there or nothing.
Were you sharing that screen, Myron?
Well, yeah. You want me to stop sharing?
No, you're not sharing.
You're not sharing.
Whatever you were reading.
Yeah, he is sharing.
Oh, no. Here, this is not. I was looking at another screen where the petition is for
So you're taking the U.S. District Court, not your county district court.
No. Well, Michigan has two districts. We got a Western and an Eastern District Court. But normally there's only one district court, and that's the top court. So here's a petition, and it was in one of his YouTube, uh, where he had the AI created. See, he's got the AI created. This is a petition to enforce the acceptance of a bill of exchange as legal tender for payment of debt obligations. So this is a general bill. Anybody who don't want to accept it, you got the laws, because he be using the laws. Sometimes he asks for codes or statutes at large, which are not the laws. Well, statutes at large is the law, but the codes. And see,
Is that document in the chat?
yes, this one he using uh, court cases. See, he used it in one court cases because again, when you go to court, the prosecutor got court cases, the defense got court cases, so the judge has to, decide which ones sound better. You may not want to do that. He put some in here just in case. However, you telling them what you want to the Honorable District Court of the United States of America. And here is the Honorable District Court, the plaintiff, which is you. Now you going in as a plaintiff. And the bank is the defendant. Hereby submit this notice of removal. So they might have it. Let's say you went to a lower court and they took your house. So you removing it out of that court pursuant to these laws, removing this matter to the District Court of the United States of America based on the following grounds. Okay? The matter, the controversy, the matter, and as a plaintiff, you're complaining, you're doing it on $3 million and punitive damage of $5 million. All this you telling them, hey, whatever you did here in this district and you say you're going to take my house, I'm appealing it to district court. And this would be the document to remove it out of your court and move it into district court. Now, once it gets there, it ain't no coming back. And so you got to, you go through it. Yeah, it is in the chat. It's under in the United States. I think that's all you see on there. Diversity of U.S. citizens, federal questions, non-core. Remember I said non-core venue and jurisdiction. They can't have it at the lower courts. They're core. So you want a non-core venue and jurisdiction. You don't want the lower courts. Verify Bill of Rights constitutional questions. So going through the Constitution. And if you look at the operating circular number 10 for loans, there's a section called BIC, borrowers in custody. And if you read that, you'll find out that you gave it to the banks to handle it for you. And they just kind of like, oh, we want everything.
Now, should you go after the original lender or the current servicer who foreclosed?
Well, they had to be you appealing something that was already made a decision in the lower court. So you had to go from there. They should be able to direct you to bring it to a higher court. They're gonna try to avoid that because talk you out of it because they know they don't have a say so. You automatically gonna win. You cannot argue. You cannot. There is no argument on the law. That's why you have to worry about, hey, I got a ticket and all this other stuff for driving and speeding, and that don't mean nothing. Those are not the law. There is no law that says I can't speed.
So all these judges know what they're doing in lower courts by violating your constitutional laws and taking your homes. So have you seen any repercussions for those judges when you go back after them in district court? They get any reprimand or?
Well, only thing you could do is get their bond, collect the money. Who cares what happened to them? Collect their money because they are all bonded, just like a notary is bonded for 10,000. If the notary does something to screw it up, then you get $10,000. So if the notary gets got to pay for theirs, I'm pretty sure judges got to pay for their damages to you. They can't. The bond is
They're
to protect us.
now, even if they're retired, their bond should still apply.
If they retire, I don't know. They can they damage anyone? Or do they call them out of retirement? That's
Yeah,
a
the
good.
judge that.
I don't know all the little rules in there, but
I think the bond covers their service period. So if they were employed from X period to X period and the bond covered that period of time of service, then it would be still okay.
and I have somewhere what you need to be focusing on is how to even get the bond. You all can't even get the bond. You're saying you can't get the bond. I'll be a group and try to figure that out first. How can I get the judge's
I
bond?
thought you could submit a FOIA to get their bond and oath.
Agreed.
Yep, I seen that, and I noticed it was this one letter. The FOIA said that nobody had a bond. No, no one. They all working. They didn't even have a bond. Just like a lot of these attorneys are not licensed to operate in the United States. But I know I can't think of the law now, but it's under the
FARA.
Department of Justice. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
the foreign
yeah,
agents.
Registration Act. Yeah, they don't even have them, and you're supposed to be able to ask for them. They're supposed to show it to you right then and there. So we start understanding how they operate. Your Honor, can I see their file? Before we continue, because they're saying that these attorneys are not even supposed to be in the courtroom.
So for when I got my notary, I had to have a bond. And when I had my real estate license, I had to have a errors and omissions bond. Um, so, and that's all recorded either with the state or with the county, depending on where you got it, or both, because my notary is recorded in both the state and the county. And so is my license.
But is that public information? Can somebody just look it up?
You should be able to, yes. Search it, or they may charge you a few bucks, but your records office should have it. So, like he said, the recorder is the Secretary of State or the county clerk. I mean, they're licensed, right? So they're registered or recorded somewhere, and we should be able to view that because they're public officers.
Yeah, I would think either through FOIA or Privacy Act. Would it be wise to resign as registered agent prior to doing that?
As I say, you all got a group now. Let's do research on that. Make some empty optional form, whatever you want to call it, 90s, and to protect yourself, and please learn how to use that 24. I need to know that one myself. Standard
What's
form,
24?
standard form 24. What were you saying?
Myron, there's
Please share
a few
your
questions.
190 form.
So I
There's
can.
a few, Myron,
Yes.
there are a few questions in the chat. Can I create a draft from my closed bank account details in the Micker line? I have checked security paper and a template. Just wondering if there will be any issues with putting my closed bank account, ABA, and account number on bottom of my created draft.
Oh, you drafting the key. This is not a um, a check from the bank?
Correct. It's a created draft.
I don't know if that's going to work. Cause the bank gave is the one that gave you those checks and stuff. You might be able to ask for some. Cause I want some. I'll be wanting some that they did, not me. You know,
Okay.
if you're gonna do a check, if you want to buy something, just do a bill of exchange and leave it at that. You can create that.
Yeah, I created one and put it in the chat. I don't know if you can pull it up and look at it for me. But I posted an example in the chat.
Is it right at the bottom, Gwen? Towards the bottom?
Yeah, it's in my next post. It's a Word document.
Can someone pull that up? Or Myron, can you do that?
Yeah, I'm trying now.
Okay.
I'm down where it's been recorded and stopped. Last time I recorded things for this amount of time, it didn't give us anything.
Yeah, I got it from Eon remittance coupon video. I started with that, but then you just showed us use the bell, so I just had a little bit of that.
Yeah, it looked like really professional. Eon, I got that too. Matter of fact, we probably looking at the same one. Who's this? Somebody in the car.
Mute, please. You're not talking.
You like I just keep scrolling down here. Dang, we had a lot of comments.
Sorry. Would you like me to try to share it?
Hmm?
Oh, would you like me to try to share or from my end?
If you got it, because I'm just scrolling down here. Because it's probably the same one that I have.
It's the last one, chat.
Elements of the Chat. Somebody put that video in. Y'all need to listen to that.
It says registered BOE.
I'm still going down. I know everybody. Wow, we got more people now than we were in the session. Did people enjoy it? I'm just wondering.
Thank you so much. I've been waiting to get to your class for a long time.
It was posted at 5:17. If that helps.
To BOE, is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm opening up now. It's a Word document. Well, you mail it to yourself?
No, I was gonna send it to the Treasury. Set off.
No. If it's going to be registered, you have to. Well, yeah, you could register, mail it to the Treasury.
Oh no! If I register, can I put it on the UCC or?
No. Just send it to go to the post office, and put the registered number on the document before you stick it in an envelope. Make copies of it. Mm-hmm. So you can have a certified copy of a registered document that you send to the treasurer. I think that might work. If you want the original, you can do that.
Or register mail it to myself, right? I could do that too.
Exactly. That's all you want is the number, so you have it on the document itself before you put it in the envelope.
Yeah, someone told me that if you use the registered mail number and you don't actually send it through the mail, that's considered mail fraud.
Okay.
Well, the same number that you're putting on the envelope is the same number you're putting on the document, on the document. So they both gonna have the same number.
But then you do have to send it registered mail. Otherwise, you're saying it's registered mail, but it actually isn't.
Correct.
You can have a certified copy of something that's registered, because what you never get anything when you ask for birth certificate. You never get the original. You get a certified copy of what they have is registered. I mean, it's no problem for you to produce it if you write it in your letter, in your cover letter. If you require the original, please notify me and I will forward it to you.
Where would you put the registered mail number on this bill of
In the
exchange?
upper right hand corner, upper left hand right. Let me see. Well, in this case, they got it. Oh, kind of crowded up there. I would have to put it in the middle.
Yeah, it's a line at the very top center.
You
Yeah.
could put it at the center where it says recorded registered funds.
I see that now. I'm just saying, I see
Yeah,
that.
there's a line for it.
Oh, there's a line. Yeah, there's a line for it. Okay, this is a little different than mine. I got one. It's so simple. I don't have none of this stuff on here.
I got
This
that from
is
Eon.
Please share that one.
okay. There is this supposed to be an international bill of exchange?
No, it's more like a draft because I don't have the three parties. I have a bill of exchange with the drawer, drawee, and payee, but this is just drawer and payee. So that can't be a bill of exchange, can it? Just the
No,
draft.
I thought it looked more like one of his money orders.
Yeah, I think that was what he was doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like one of his money orders because you for it to be a bill of exchange, and I believe the promissory note, it has to be on the document in two locations, usually top and the bottom. I gave you all instructions on that, on how to make it. You got to go down. Let me bring it up.
I just made a bill of exchange. Would you like to see that one as well?
Oh, okay then. Cause I like the one Yusufel. You saw how he had it look like almost like a money or a check.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to duplicate because I have the check paper already. I just posted the bill of exchange. Well, thank you for your feedback.
Yeah, long as it has a bill of exchange twice. I see it at the top here.
And it's also supposed to be international. Is that true?
International. Yeah, I think you might have to have the international bill of
I'm
exchange.
doing domestic. I'm doing domestic.
Oh, okay. But like I said, you may want to, even in the domestic, where is the instruction? Let me see. I gave you all the instructions. Hold on. Let me pull up the instructions and go by that.
Because with Yusufel, he often said he has always said international bill of exchange, and that was under the UPU treaty.
Yeah, right. They going through that Unicentral. Unicentral, yes.
Right.
That's what they're going after. So you may want to put that in because you have to have that bill of exchange on there twice in two locations. Oh gosh, let me see. And I just gave it to you all too, the rules. But we're going through a lot of stuff here. Well, I think you got y'all $25 worth.
And then some. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, next time y'all call me, I want you to show me what you've done. See, I don't mind showing people, but half the time, most folks don't do nothing. I don't know what they waiting for. I give them the laws. I give them some samples. I definitely hope everybody go and get them a passport.
Yeah, you made it sound much simpler, and that's on my list. It's been on my list for a minute. Maybe I can get it done now.
So most of the stuff that we talked about today does not require you to to resign as registered agent. But once you do, things only get easier and better. Would that be a correct statement?
Well, it makes it difficult. You can't work for, you know, what they say, you can't serve two masters, because if you are an employee, because you are an employee of the state of Michigan or the state that you're in, and you're trying to be a national, which is not a state at all. It's basically it's under the republic. One is under the democracy, and one is under the republic. To be private, you're under the republic, so you can't serve both of them. And
Gotcha.
I don't even want to be associated under the public because they're fraudulent. All they do is cheat us. They've been cheating everybody. And when they start closing down, if Trump does what he say he's gonna do and close down all them alphabets, FBI, CIA, all them people that came after him, he shut them all down. You better know how to operate, because that is what we are: sovereign American citizens. They have a listed as that under the statutes at large, Title 54, Stat 178, even though they repealed it, but later on it says in there, self-governing. So this is how you're supposed to look at yourself, self-governing. So some of those questions you ask, you just have to take the time and think about what you're saying and what you want, not just what somebody else says. Don't go by what Myron says. Go by the laws that I quoted or given the manuals that I gave you. Now we're looking right here. I got the Bill of Exchange up there. Bill of Exchange is also tied to the I can't pronounce this.
Essential, yeah.
Unicentral Convention. But
did you put that one in the chat? I'm sorry.
Huh?
Is that one in the chat that you have there on the screen?
This is the one in the chat, right under the Form 2 W2C. It's right underneath it. Now
I had a question about
they got all these articles.
it.
I just want you got to go past all these articles, and then like chapter 1, article 1, International Bill of Exchange. Okay, first is a promissory note. So this page here, page 1, chapter 1. Go to chapter 1 in this, and it'll tell you how to do it the way Yusuf Al was doing it, because this is what he was reading to us, and he called it International Bill of Exchange. When it contains an international, and he uses all the time. So he uses International Bill of Exchange, and then number 2, as well, is an international promissory note. But these are items that could be used to pay your taxes. Now, if the IRS takes it for taxes, you should be able to pay it for anybody, to pay off anybody.
Yes, sir.
I had a question about that W2T. I looked it up because right now I'm currently going through a garnishment and things are crazy right now. So I wanted to know if you know where else I can find that WT form to stop the garnishment, because I only seen the W2C.
I told you.
Oh, you gave me W2T.
W4T.
W4T. I'm sorry. Okay.
I told you it's in the Social Security, page 19. I got the manual. I gave you the manual.
Okay, thank you.
So you just take it and tell your employer that you want everything stopped. So that has to stop the garnishment. They can't take anything from your check without your permission. No, we keep thinking that these folks can do whatever they want. No, they cannot. They are public servants. And this is what makes it crazy. How can a public servant put a citizen in jail? How can you? When does a servant can put you in jail? I should tell you something.
It's all in the conditioning. I was remembering my very first job. I worked at a law firm, and my very first check, I remember yelling out loud, who's FICA? and, and they would, and everyone almost in unison basically told me I was going to have to just snuff it up because there was nothing I could do about it. That was my very first job. So, that conditioning goes deep.
Yes. Well, you see now you could terminate everything. W-4 terminates, and it's on page 19 in the Social Security manual, which I've given you. And we're looking here, Bill of Exchange is a written document which contains an unconditional order whereby the draw, and this is so beautiful if you look at it, because that means you can just about get any and anything you want, any and everything you want, but you got to be a private citizen. You can't get it as a slave. That's what
If I'm a national, I can do this.
Huh?
If I'm a Michiganian, I can do this.
That. Aren't you private? Isn't Michiganian private?
Yes. Thank you.
And they be saying the people can do the 10th Amendment. The people. So if it's the people, then the ones who ain't on the 11th, 12th, and the 14th Amendment, they're slaves. They can't do this and get free stuff.
So, Mr. Rice, once you get the passport, then that's when you know you're private?
Yeah, I mean, you private because you say you private, but let's take the oath. You could take the oath now. I show you where it's at. Just say the oath.
Gotcha.
Sign it, notarize it, and authenticate it, and mail it to yourself to make it registered. If you want to say that you're a natural, but you're really private. You don't even have to go through the news giving notice who you are. You just say you private. Get you someone like myself. I have my own ID that makes me a non-citizen. It says non-citizen, civilian, national, and I created an ID for myself. I'm foreign. Why can't I have my own ID? I don't need the United States. And who are you cop saying that this is no good? Who the hell are you? You don't have authority. You a corporation.
You can't be private and also have like public bank accounts.
We can hardly hear you. We can hardly hear you. You did something
when
to
you're
your
private,
you keep cutting down.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You're private citizen. What would disqualify that status?
You keep going in and out. You keep going in and out. We can't hear you.
I'll type my question in the chat.
Yeah, because you start off loud, then you go out when you continue talking.
So just for further clarity, and you keep saying that it's a common sense question, but people get confused with so much information. When you give up your U.S. citizenship, you do give up things like your driver's license and all of that, because that is part of working the job that you had as a subject.
Those are all separate contracts, and it doesn't matter who you are. You can keep your driver's license if you want, but your citizenship is what's important. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Okay, so
that's a
putting,
question you
yeah.
Ask yourself, because the U.S. citizen is a slave. I'm sorry, but I know we argued and fighting. We got holes enough dogs to be slaves. I don't want to be no slave.
I get it.
I don't care what they say that we can get. Everything they give us is privileges and benefits. We're talking about rights, dear. The Bill of Rights. It says Bill of Rights. It didn't say Bill of Benefits and Privileges. I have a right to have a house, a car, carry a gun, go to church where I want to go. I have these rights. These are my rights, not something I gotta be licensed for. I am not a dog. They got dog license, cat license. I don't need a license for nothing. And what's the driver's license for when you run a red light? That driver's license didn't stop you from getting a ticket. If you licensed to drive, then running a red light should be dismissed because you got a license to drive. But they don't do that, do they? I don't get it. How you getting what they giving you a license for if you can't do anything? It doesn't protect you.
Yeah, I struggle with that because I travel a lot. And so I'm going to get the passport, but I still haven't figured out what to do if I give back my license because when I travel, I need to rent cars and there is no substitute, um, for that really.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know if you can get a car with a passport or not.
Can't you get an international driver's license? Like maybe from out of the country. I know they last for a couple of years and you can carry them in the States.
I did research on that. They all roll up to the same place. That's kind of like one of those answers to a question that have been out there for a long time. But if you get the international driver's license, they still all roll up to there's an international association responsible for travel and trafficking and all of that stuff. So
Someone got some questions that need to be answered. I don't know what they're talking about.
No, someone was asking about 1099 and a 1040 perfected security. I know. Yeah, they was asking what someone gonna ask.
Yeah. Well, again, if you, that's what I meant to say. If you have an employee and you should be looking at getting rid of all that but the W-4T and a W-4, a W-2C. And that's it. Because those are the forms that will get OIDs, 1099s on there and go on your tax form and you get all your money back. You get all your money back. So I don't know about all those other things you're talking about and stuff. I just want to make sure I get a larger check through the year, and then at the end of the year, I get back everything that's on my gross. That is all I care. I don't care about all that other stuff.
Mr. Rice, the W-2C, can we fill that out or does the employer have to fill that out?
The employer, look at the form, look at the last page.
Right.
There's an 800 number that you need to let them know now so they can go ahead and figure it out. So next year or this year, they won't. It should be no stuttering getting your paperwork from them.
Well, I was asking for past due wages, like old transcripts. Can you claim any of that with the W-2C or no? Because it has to come from the
Yeah,
employer, right?
yes, yeah. You can go back at least 3 years, probably further, but I know try 3 years. If you get all the money that you got that you did for the last 3 years, you may never have to go back to work again. That's why
Right.
people don't know about this stuff because they don't have to go to work. You don't have
So
to
how
if you do that. Yeah, go ahead.
how do you get the employer to do it if you're no longer there? You can't, right? Is there any other workaround?
No, I think you still better do it because you can report them to the IRS is not giving you your returns, your proper returns. You can't get your proper returns if they don't fill it out and give it to you. So you can get the IRS on them.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
I don't think they want the IRS on them, even though they are collectors for the IRS. Nonetheless, they still have their fiduciary duty to get you your best returns. And it says tax refund, not tax I gotta pay. I never seen how could a refund turn into I'm paying out of my check. I'm being garnished. How did that happen? I don't know. I don't understand that.
So, Mr. Rush, you don't operate out of trust and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I have. Eon has a macro trust that I'm involved in. However, he's supposed to be putting out videos of how to use it. I put some of my house and my cars and stuff in it, but I'm not. I'm just notifying them. I still need a template on how to transfer stuff into it, um, and that's about it. Once I give, and put that down at the register of deeds, showing that it got transferred from me into a trust.
And what kind of trust did you say that was?
Eon, it's called a mega trust,
I see.
MEGA, a mega trust, and it's like $2,700 to be a member. So, but it's actually a religious trust. It's got so many different things to it, but he's supposed to be addressing them soon as he finished doing something for the rest of you people.
Oh, Mr. Rice, I thought you showed us how to do moving the property to the trust on one of your recordings with Beverly D. It was a OID and insurance recording because I had took notes. You were saying with a $21 postal money order, go to the property tax assessors and you could transfer it that way and do a lease agreement with your property. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you could how to transfer the trust is called like an assignment. You could assign it to the trust and file it under. We got an assessor's office. There's a form that you transfer it into that could allow you to transfer, and and then you have a lease agreement from the trust that you're just a tenant.
Right, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. And I was just recently told, I called Beverly to see yesterday. She haven't called me back. Apparently they closed her Blog Talk Radio down.
They sure did. She has a website now, The Truth, because I was looking for your recordings. I had them all under Blog Talk, and I was looking the other day. I had links for everybody to get to them real easy, and it was like it's no longer there. I was like, oh no, but I found them on her website, Truth to Power, I think.
Oh, she transferred them to her website?
I think if that's her web, it's called Truth to Power, and all of your recordings are on there now.
Yeah, we need to actually just consolidate them in a private space so that they can't be taken down again.
I can put the link here. Do y'all need it here? Do you
Yeah,
have it?
I think that would be useful. Then we can just work on downloading them.
That'd be great.
Well, well, this here they only keep things on for 30 days and they drop them. You can't have access them, so we have to go, I don't know, to one of the other sites. But
and they're closing down your beloved Skype. I don't know if you saw, but they are going to get rid of Skype soon.
Well, I gotta go. I guess there's Telegram. Everyone's still using Telegram.
They're going to Teams.
Mr. Rice,
Yes.
I would like to ask a question and give voice to T, who earlier was coming in and out of the mic. In the chat, she asks, can you have private status and still have a state ID or a public bank account? Thank you. That's for T.
Yes. I mean, you could pretty much do everything, but it's some things that you are eligible when you private that you're not when you public. And the majority of problems people have is because they're in the public, and it has a lot to do with money. When you're private, you don't have to do. We are the creditors. Think about it. You are the creditors in the private. The United States is bankrupt, so they owe us. I played that video. They owe us. So you could get stuff. They owe you stuff. They can't say no to that house. No, excuse me. You all live in a good house. Why wouldn't I want to stay in one? You all collect money on my bond, my birth certificate. You're investing it in the market. Why I can't get a house or a car? You should break it down to the treasurer. I mean, the four of us work together, Mr. Treasurer. You got a nice house. I know the Secretary of State live good, and the Attorney General's probably off the rocker, but I'm in a dungeon here. I need to get up. Please, here's an invoice with my name on it. Please take care of this obligation. Stick to the word obligation, not debt. Everything is debt because they took the money. Everything is debt. So all they have is credit, and that credit is sitting there waiting for you to ask for it. That is what the International Bill of Exchange is going after, your credit. And that credit is infinite. But that on the private side, not on the public. You have to change your accounting system to an accrued using that form 3115. Get on the private side, folks, not on the money side. The money is the public, and I guarantee that's where all your problems lie at.
So that form 3115 helps get you on the private side. I have a friend who did a process with his CP 575, and he has $10 million showing in credits on his IRS transcript. But he has done everything we can think of to try to draw those credits so that he can actually use them, and nothing has worked. He's filed 1099As, 1040 and 1040Vs and all of that stuff, and the IRS won't release the credit. So we know we're doing something wrong. Would you have any idea of how he would be able to do that, maybe using a 1099 process?
Well, the only thing I could just off the top of my head is if he's trying to get money, then you better look at 411 because only Federal Reserve banks get money. Only Federal Reserve banks get money. So if he's not addressing wanting an 1099A acquisition for funds as a bank and using his straw man as the person you want the money from, maybe he's not going the right direction.
Okay. Can I add something to that I just learned? Mr. Rice?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Bill of Exchange template I just put in the chat here that you looked over for me. I got that from someone. So what the purpose of that Bill of Exchange is to get funds to your trust, like a trust bank account. So you fill out the Bill of Exchange, like if you just needed 100,000 or whatever of your credits converted to your bank account. So that Bill of Exchange has everything on it, and it has the Federal Reserve, the bank routing information, and you just put your actual bank routing and account number because it is a member of the Federal Reserve, and you send it to a special Bureau of Fiscal Services in Alabama. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. They do bills of exchange and coupon billing statements. So I'm going to be testing this next week. As someone said, you send this bill of exchange with your banking information on it to Alabama, and then you'll get direct funds to your bank account. So have you heard that?
No. But I'm not saying it's not real. I haven't heard anyone do it that way. No one ever seems like no one's really been they want money, but they're using these certified. They're not using their bank. They're not going in as a bank.
Right.
So it's I have to believe what 411 says. Only Federal Reserve Bank gets Federal Reserve money.
Right. Yeah. So and you can put the way this is set up. You put your bank, which is Federal Reserve member, and the Treasury Alabama will send the funds to that Federal Reserve Bank for you. So I'll be testing that next week. I'll keep everyone posted.
And I would set my Federal Reserve Bank at the Treasury Direct. That way, if I do decide, or the United States think they're going broke, I could take the money out of the security of what is that person? Who takes care of kids? Not guardian. What's the person that has the money. Custodian. The
Custodian.
custodian, yeah, at the Treasury has your bank account, controls your bank account, and that's when you want to ask him. And I got a letter that if he doesn't transfer it over, I got a, a letter from a IA of how you force him to send to get transfer your money. Transfer your money.
When maybe you should do that, transfer it to your, instead of FedWire, transfer it to your TDA account.
Yeah, to your TDA bank. Because that's what it says. If you, they got instructions on what you're supposed to do on
Yeah.
Title 31, and basically going from one bank to another bank. You shouldn't have a problem there. It's easy, but you start people using their names and stuff. Now you got a situation where you're not qualified to receive any funds.
Okay, I was going by the IRM manual with the bill of exchange, where it says if the taxpayer sends in the bill of exchange and authorizes the campus support to settle the account through FedWire. So that's what that bill of exchange is tailored on. Their manual, their instructions, what they do when we send that in to them with that authorization for the FedWire. So I'm gonna text that first. And I can
Yeah.
definitely get the other one. Thank you.
Like I said, listen to that use of our video, and they're not dealing with bed wires, although I think it might be a good idea, but still, um, you just ask for, you just want something, and you just asking the treasurer to pay for it, because you're giving him the invoice. Everything has been paid for already. All you got to do is put zeros in the book. Put zeros. That's it. He keeps all the accounts, and you
So
get
to
the value.
answer, so the question that I had about the $10 million, you said file a form 3115 to change the accounting to accrual. And then you said use his bank EIN. So he does have an individual banker EIN. So he would use a 1099A from the individual banker to acquire some credits from his social security person. Is that what you were suggesting?
That's what I would suggest doing.
Yeah, okay.
And after you get everything set up right, then yes, if you're requesting, it's an acquisition that you'll be doing on the bank to get the funds out, and transfer it to um, your straw man, your
Yep.
estate.
Yeah, he's transferring it from the straw man because that's where the credits are being held. So the banker is acquiring those credits from the straw person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
that's I'm not saying this is what I would do for
Yep,
getting
yep.
money. Now I don't know anything about that 1099B. I don't even know what people use it for. I never seen it use it.
That's to recoup your credits. This is pretty, because the 1099B, this is what my little 2 cents.
Yeah. Well,
It's for
again,
monetization, because the OID is securitization. But for monetization, like if you make a bank deposit, they monetize it times 10. All that, you taught me that actually. So
yeah.
it's a way you can report to the IRS that your that corporation has monetized your proceeds that for times 10. Like your bank deposits or anything like that. So it's a way to report the monetization times 10 for the B, barter exchange.
All right, folks. Don't want to get everybody confused here. Like I said, listen to Yusuf Al understanding what's going on with that international bill of exchange, and then just all to do is going to your credit, and that's a good thing. And you got more credit than you really need, but every time you get a bill, you're supposed to do two things, and I didn't want to get too much in it. And one is you're supposed to invoice the amount that they say you owe. You invoice that, and you say, "Hey, I forgive you of this small amount." Per the Lord's prayer, where you forgive the trespassers, and you trespass yourself, and the whole amount, let's say it's a loan and it's a bigger amount, that you use a 1099-A and a C on. And the reason you use an A is not acquiring it, but to alert the IRS and whoever sent you the bill that you are the lender, that you are the lender. And C, the 1099-C, is canceling the debt. And the reason you want to say who that you're the lender is so you can get an OID from whoever sent you that bill. Because they thinking you are a debtor. You sign as a debtor because you sign it you're going to pay every single month when you open up the contract. So by giving them an A, you're telling them I am the lender. And the C is to cancel the whole debt out.
So basically, are you matching their billing statement with a counter billing statement? So they're saying you owe this, pay this with this month, blah, blah, blah. And you're basically sending back an invoice of your own from your store man or your state, basically saying you're forgiven for this amount, blah, blah, blah. And then
Yeah,
you send the 1099-A and C. So you're matching off invoices, basically.
basically. But at the same time, they use you charging because they use your name on the envelope, your address on the envelope, your zip code, maybe your signature and your social. You charging them. These are your private stuff, and they're using it in the public, so therefore they owe you. That's why I got a declaration of value for $100 billion, so I could keep adding things in. I'm backing up what my stuff is. So it's
I've
called a
done this.
declaration of value of how you valuing yourself. We keep giving our stuff away for free. They got your name and address and zip code, all that. They got it for free. You charge them. They don't give you nothing for free. But that's like I said, a whole different mindset there.
I've done an A and a C to my mortgage company. They never did. They never sent out an OID, and they also sent me a letter saying that they're not accepting the 1099-C, even after the IRS accepted both. Not it wasn't delivered. They gave me an email saying they accepted both my A and my C, and I put correct. I check mark corrected on both the A and the C at the top.
Yeah. It's not whoever gave you the bill that you canceling. Matter of fact, because you got a contract with them, I would do my C for them. I do your C. You ain't gonna do it. I'll do your C. I'll follow with my C. So that both are canceled out. They don't have to do it. You could do it for them.
But
But you,
if they don't send an OID, should I do it for them as well?
if you get a letter saying that they didn't, then yes, you do it. Why aren't they doing no IDs? It's because I told you about that 900% on top of the regular promissory note has been deposited in your account. Can you imagine? This one guy had a $335,000 house, and he he wound up having. He's got a check. He had a check. He saw a check that they had for $349,000, and it was only for a $35,000 house. So, because if they were to give you back what they actually deposit in that account, man, you'd be yabba dabba doing all day long.
So if I do the
And
OID, am I the payer or the recipient?
You always the recipient because they put it in your account. It's in your bank account, so they're supposed to do it. But if they don't do it, then you report them to the IRS for fraud because you say it's called a in clearance deposit. In clearance, remember that in clearance deposit they putting in that is the 900%. It's
I thought
called
I
a,
would be the payer because I'm the one that I gave them the promissory note. That means that showing that I paid them. So shouldn't I be the payer in the OID?
No, no, no. You just want to. It's in your deposit. If it's in your bank account, you just filing as the recipient. You're receiving it. You receive that money.
Okay. All right.
You
Thank you.
you receive it from them. They worked for you. Go again. Go into that operating circular number 10 and look at that 12.3 and 7.0, and it kind of tells you what's going on behind the closed doors. And again, that 412, 414 says about interest. It say the note and the interest. So what interest are they talking about? That's the in clearance deposit. Because the people who knew they got that in clearance deposit, it ain't no way you cannot pay a note. It ain't no way you could ever miss a payment. Excuse me, how come you didn't get it from my in clearance? That's why you report them to the CFPB, because they are saying they're insolvent, that they can't afford to pay you back on something that they know you got more money. You complain to the CFPB that these people are saying that they're insolvent. They're bankrupt. They can't give me my money. So we got a lot more money in our banks than you know about, which is probably why you could do the check without worrying about that, without worrying about that bank. They don't get it, but they have got so much money, and you just have to say, "Excuse me, wait a minute. I want my 1099 OID. Let me see how much I'm supposed to be getting back from you all bankers." They will close you down first, so you won't see it.
Thanks, Myron.
That's why they
Yeah,
don't
they
do that.
do. They close the accounts. I did that with my Capital One account, and they closed the account, and they never responded to the request for the OID. And I sent the letter that they sent bullying me to the CID department of the Treasury. And then I never heard anything back from Capital One. And again, no more bullying, but they never ever sent the OID either.
But like I said, you have an in clearance deposit that was put into your account whenever there's any notes or anything that go in the bank. So we don't make enough money for them, so they have to add that interest. They call it interest, but now we know in clearance deposit. That's how I label it. And if you don't, and I ask for it and you don't give it to me, now you go to the IRS, because now they're doing fraud, or even
So, quick question.
the CFBP department. Go ahead.
So if, for example, if I make a purchase, let's just say I go to buy furniture or something and I spend 25 grand and I sign the agreement, I choose, and I demand it be redeemed in lawful money, and they come back and continue to try to bill me and report me late on credit reports, what can I do to resolve that?
There is no lawful money. I don't understand that. There's only debt. So what? I don't know what you mean by lawful money. There's only debts out there. They took everybody's money May the 1st in 1933 and said, we will take care of all your obligations. So unless you arguing about what, getting obligations back, which is a debt, and all debts belong to who? Them.
Right.
All debts belong to them. So I'm not gonna argue
We are
about a debt.
like we already notified them that we are not the surety that the United States is, and that we asked them to, we even asked them to apply the collateral deposit to the account for set off and closure. And they're still pushing forward and not answering our billing inquiries or errors, and reported us at it. So I'm just wondering how to resolve that.
Well, let me put it this way. If I can't do it, I got three other people that I could talk to and tell them to do it for me, representing you, me. So if it's a legal situation, then you need to be talking to the attorney general. If it's a money situation, then you talk to the treasurer. If it's something that be recorded, try them people that works for you, because what they're doing is they're violating the trust. That's a trust. And their job is to protect the trust. That is their job and yours.
Is it your understanding that when you sign without recourse, you're not liable for that agreement?
You're breaking up. We can't hear you.
I'll put it in the chat. Thank you.
Well, I haven't been reading the chat.
Oof. One, two, three, four.
All right. Well, it's 6:13. I hope this thing will record it. Last time I went this long with someone else, it didn't even record it. None of it. Well, we're
Mr.
supposed to have.
Rice, thank you so much for being here
Yeah.
today. I really appreciate you. I have one quick question though about if we have paid off an automobile. How do we need to just send in a 1099-C to the company?
No, you pay if you paid it off. You're supposed to be asking for the title and the bond from the state
I have the title.
to the
I
vehicle,
have the
not
title.
not a color title,
Yes.
the actual title.
Well, I just have the title that they sent me once I paid it off. So, I mean, is that the
Ask,
actual
you
title?
need
I'm
to
not for sure.
ask for the bond too, because they were making money off of that car while you was paying every single year. You renewing it. It was so the bond will continue. So if you didn't ask for the bond and you have the manufacturer title, 'cause I sent you what an MCO look like if you have to create one. But if you got the title, then you're not supposed to be paying for tax. You're not supposed to be paying insurance. That's all required under the state. So it sounds like you didn't move from either you didn't know what you had, right, that you had, or you don't have what you think you got.
So I need to get the bond from the bank.
Yeah,
Oh,
who the person that told you was paid off must be in the bank. Yeah, you get the bond
yeah.
from them,
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you.
and make sure you got the original title, not a color title which looked like they were green or whatever. They were
Hmm.
all pretty.
I need the original title.
Yes, yeah. You paid it off. You don't owe the state no more. The dealership gave it to the state because you were owing money. Now that you don't owe anything, then they're supposed to give it back to you. So you can request the title. Or like I said, maybe they give it to you when you got the car. If that's the case, then you shouldn't have to ever pay anything anymore for that car.
Okay. Thank you.
And the original title is the MCO. That's correct, right?
Yes, manufacturer certificate origin. That's what that means. And I did give you a copy. You call them if they say they lost the title, whatever. Then you say, "Well, I'm creating one, and I will let you know, so I won't be paying anything more to you." But the bond, there's a bond too. That's where they were making money off of our cars, like they do off of your house. They're always making money off of us through the bonds, and the bonds have a limited time for they expires, which is why we always have to renew our license and tags and stuff.
So that's the hardest part because when you ask for the bonds, they know you don't have a way of actually knowing that there's a bond. So you heard it somewhere, et cetera. It's kind of like prove it. So how do you go about, again, I know you have three other people who can help you. So that's one way. But what are some of the other ways that you can kind of encourage them to produce the bond?
Well, again, if you stop paying for all those other expenses that the state has, Maybe they'll come at you or take you to court to try to get the car back and say, I didn't get the bond. I paid the car off. What are you talking about?
Right.
You let them come after you for something. But if you got the title, you can't get no tickets. And I showed you how to bond the car so that they can't take it. You know where to go to bond the car, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, I see it.
Yeah. So you kind of in control, and paying it once every 3 years. That sounds like a real good deal. Yeah, you got. I know everything. They always seem like they got the upper hand, but again, always go after their bond. Somebody is running that thing, running it, and they got a bond. Believe me, everything has to be bonded with them because they're bankrupt. They have to have insurance on everything. That's what a bond is. Bond is nothing more than insurance policy, and they have to have it on everything. But
So I
they
say we all meet back here on April 1st and talk about how we resigned as resident agent and what has happened in those 30 days.
I'll be there. I would love to hear what stories people actually went through and how their life has become a lot better, a lot better. But like I said, tell them that hey, I'm a national. Excuse me, I'm a national. Don't be treating me like no U.S. slave. You're supposed to be kicking yourself into a higher position. Let them know who you are. You're over every corporation. You are over every corporation, but you letting these corporations get over you.
So when we resign as registered agent, we still can like go ahead and open up a credit card if need be, right? But then just when we get those charges and bills in the mail, us go ahead and send them over to whatever you know authority figure would pay those. Is that correct?
Yeah, because you're going to notify them already that I'm a national and I'm sending you the bills.
Okay.
Because on the private side, they owe you. You don't owe them, they owe you. So if someone sends you something, just give them what they want. Here, take it. Thank you.
Okay, so I could open up like a new Visa card just for, private, personal consumer use, right? And then it comes in the mail, and then I can just send that on to the, Secretary of State yeah, the Secretary of State to pay that bill.
Yeah, well, the question is why you out of debt? Why you want to get back in debt? Why don't you just send them the bill or whatever you want? I want a car. Let's give them an international bill of exchange. Why you gotta have a credit and get yourself? That's why they don't care. They don't want care about getting people money out of their treasury account because they say they're just gonna come right back in debt with us again. You got to be like these Mormons. They don't need nothing. I hope to see you on TV on a donkey or something, but you keep saying you want to get back in debt.
So I'm just trying to figure out how to pay for for things then. I mean, like,
People want
unless
to live. I want to go buy groceries. I want to stop in the ice cream parlor and buy an ice cream cone. I don't always want to need to write to the treasurer for my ice cream cone. So wait 30 days for them to send me whatever credit against the invoice for the ice cream cone. So that's kind of how people are thinking. How
I
am I
know.
going to live every day?
Again, until you try it, you don't know. Until you try it, you don't know. But if you, like I say, you got a job, and you're going to get all this money back at the end of the year because you're going to get your gross back at the end of the year. You got more money through the year because you told them don't take nothing out of my W-4. I have, there's so many ways. You saving money on gas or and utility bills because you be contacting them and telling them, I get it free. I gave you all the bill that said the utilities is a government obligation. So that means I don't have to pay no utility bills. So what are you doing with your money?
I think what it is, Mr. Rice, has been that we all are just now starting this journey, and you've been on it. You do yours a certain way that's comfortable for you, and I think we're kind of missing the knowledge that we've been learning into it. And I see what I'm learning from you is you went private, you did what was comfortable for you, and what works for you. And I think some of the stuff that we thinking about is all the other stuff we've been learning, but we got to throw that out the window and just take in what you're teaching us, the process of the way that you are moving on your private side. Because it's always, it's all about your plan once you get there. So I think that's probably what everybody kind of, and I'm thinking that you not do it.
You'd be surprised what you could do without, because you keep saying buying stuff, buying. I want an ice cream. Come on now. You got a job, and you saying you're not going to live off of the gross that you get, that you made all year for another year, and you can go back 3 years. So you gross whatever you gross, you could multiply by 3, and you saying that you can't live off of that? You never had it before, yet it's available.
Hey, brother Rice, I didn't know if you put that personal bond in the chat, because I was just trying to get the bottom part. I didn't remember what you had put down there. I was trying to write that. If you could put that in the chat, that'd be great. Thank you.
Well, I think it's been recorded, even though I didn't put it in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there's a visual recording or if it was just audio.
I got a question.
I was writing your signature line. That's what
my bad.
Excuse me. I was just writing the signature line. That was you said at the bottom part, because I found the Optimal Form 90, and I see that it was discontinued. I just found the old one, but the bottom part just has their monogram on it, and I just wanted to see what you had put there. Thank you.
I just changed it and changed it to my initials, MCR90. That's the only thing I did on the bottom. I said MCR90. I can edit it any way I want to edit it, and I didn't want to have Optional Form 90 on there, so I put MCR90 because it's my bond.
Okay, thank you. Because I knew I saw something down there. Did you put your signature on it, thumbprint?
No, I didn't sign that one. I mean, that's what I would do if I was giving it to the court.
Great.
If I have a court appearance, that's what I would put on there. I'll fill it all out. But I wanted it so it'll be there so I could fill it out. And
nice. Thank you.
And just sign it and stamp it. That's it. But see, I don't know the court that I'll be going to. There's stuff I gotta edit it.
So if I just purchased a vehicle for $80,000 and I want to resign as agent, then would I just go ahead and resign, give everybody notification like you said, and then send them the bill?
Well, resigning is one thing. You're just saying you're not a U.S. citizen. But then what are you? What are you? What have you said you are? Were you showing people that, well, I'm a Michiganian, I'm private. And that not only including when you get documents stamped, you better make sure that you have a notary. See, I got a notary that says Michigan State, Wayne County, not the state of Michigan, not the county of Wayne. No, you got to have a notary on the same level that you are on. And they could do that because they're all under the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State works on both sides of the fence, called a corporate soul. She's a corporate soul. She's on the democracy side and the republic. So if she could be on it, so can notaries. So they looking at that. If you send something in and you saying that you claiming to be this, And then you look down, they look down there and see that you got, oh, uh, this is a democracy stamp on here. So
You know,
they
a while back, I was trying to find a state notary all around everywhere, and I said, "Can
we can't hear you.
find-"
We can't hear you. You said a while back, and then we lost you.
I couldn't find any Colorado state notaries, only state. So you're saying each notary has the capacity to sign it either way?
Can you all hear her and tell me what she's saying? Hello?
Barely, she's in and out.
Hear her. No,
I
she
can't
goes in and out.
At all.
We cannot hear you speaking.
I think she was asking about how to find the stateside notary and the other one we were talking about.
Yeah, well, I had my notary just go to Office Depot, whatever, and have them make a seal with that has Michigan State and well that's not on the stamp, but you know when you do a notary and you got state of Michigan on top and then skip a line and then there's another Wayne
Myron, can you
County.
tell me where she went? I need to go there too. I want to get a public notary.
Well, I think she went to Office Depot. But she just did it herself. She's already a regular notary. Again, a regular notary could get that stamp that says Michigan State.
Yes,
And
I am. You're talking about the seal, the embosser.
yeah, well, she had it already. All you gotta do is tell her which side of the fence you want. Because a notary is a corporate soul, which makes it where she's on both sides of the fence, and notaries are getting um, they take an oath through the Secretary of State. But that's just something um,
So they can
that
operate on public and private.
exactly because the notary can, and that's their boss. You just want them to head it differently. What is affidavit? I want to show. I put some rules in here. No offering. I made stamps. Um, this is what I do, people. Let me open it up. And save money. People out there making all these stamps to do this. What I do is I created cease and desist, third party debt collectors, Title 15. What I do is I go into I think it's PowerPoint and create this on a piece of paper, and then I go and get some transparent paper and I copy it. You gotta use a laser printer, not an inkjet, because it'll smear, and have it put on a blank sheet of paper. I got about 16 of them of different stating different things, but you say to yourself, I know a guy who spent about $400 making stamps. I said, oh wow, I think I spent about 35 and just got some clear paper. And I could change it the way I want to because it's using PowerPoint. And then when I get the document in, I put the transparency with this writing on it on top of the document and then put the document on the copy machine. So now it's copying it on a copy machine. It's start one of the little tricks that I be doing. And believe me, it'll save you a lot of money because the only thing I made a stamp for is what I put on an envelope when I'm telling somebody that I resigned. But any documents I have cease and desist. If you don't say cease and desist, they can keep sending you all kinds of stuff. You got to say cease and desist. They cannot contact you again. They, meaning the third party debt collector, cannot contact you once you give them that.
Mr. Rice,
Yes.
I'm curious if we use this template of the cease and desist or any of your other things, and we put their document in our printer and then print this on it. Is that a good idea or not? Do you recommend your creating with the clear paper, creating the color copy, or could we do it the way that I just suggested?
Well, what I'm doing, and I maybe didn't understand the question, is this clear piece of paper has this writing on it. It's in red. Whatever document they send me, I put this on top of that document, and then I put it on the copy machine and I copy it. So I'm not even messing with the original they gave me. I'm creating a whole new sheet, a whole new
She's saying
document.
the same thing you are, Mr. Rice. Emily, that is exactly what he's saying, is to take
Okay.
what they send you and put this on top of it and make a copy.
Yes, I'm just wondering if it's okay to use their original and print on top of their original, or if there's a reason to keep their original pristine.
No, we're taking their original and we putting this clear transparency that got this writing on it. So when I put it back on the copy machine, it's copying what's on the transparency and it's also going on their document. It's going to be seen when it comes out.
What she's asking, Mr. Rice, is are you making a brand new copy, or are you actually using the one they sent you and put it in the copier and put this on top to have it make a copy?
No, I'm not making another copy of it. I'm putting it right on top of it, making a copy on top of it, and I still got two sheets of paper when I take the cover off the copier. I still got a separate one, but I didn't. But I have a copy of both of them merged together.
Emily, he just does it that way.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I'm missing it. I have two sheets of paper. One of them, the transparency, so it's all clear, except it got this writing on it, cease and desist, and I got about 15 others. Um,
No,
and
what she's saying, Mr. Rice, is you, she's saying you put the original in the tray where it pulls the paper, and then you copy
no,
this
no, 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 I'm not putting it in the tray. I'm putting both of them on the top.
on top. Exactly. And that's what we understood.
Yeah, I'm putting both of them on the top. So, because I want to make sure it's lined up and everything. Sometimes you put it in the tray, it might not come out right, even.
Yep.
And what I wanted to show you all is,
We would appreciate if you could share these templates with us.
yeah, and I did all this. Y'all see the symbols. Here's all my symbols that I deal with. Because when I'm addressing somebody, I put the symbol in there. I got three stamps, big stamps where I put down there by my signature. This is the one for the Treasury, U.S. Treasury. So I got three or four. I got just stamps of different positions that I am in. And this is Michigan. This is Michigan Seal. I got my own family crest. I have my crest. So here, let me see and show you where did I do with my letterhead. I'm trying to see.
I see you have the red fox stamp. Are they still selling those and are you still using them?
No, I haven't used them anything to do with anything. I used to use them because that was how you used to pay bills using the Red Fox stamps.
Right.
But no, I haven't used it in a while. You know, I unfortunately because I didn't have to hadn't have any debt, so for years I didn't have to pay nothing. The little debt I'm getting from my aunts, you know, my utility bill, my water is $67. My utilities, the light gas is 150. I don't, I'm not quarreling over those little amounts, but I want to get it out of the system, refresh myself all over again. But
Wouldn't it
remember,
be best here, like
say again,
utilities?
say
Do the
again.
utilities for a year at a time?
Oh no, no. I'm finna. I gave you the what? The 31 USC 15 01 or 5101 where I'm going to just tell them stop sending me bills. That's a necessity. See, they can't take away your necessities. If you need these things to live and survive, no one can live in the dark. No one can live without water. No one can live without gas. Then they can't cut it off, but only as a private, not as a U.S. citizen. Because that last house I was at, and this is a new one that I inherit, I didn't pay for a house. My mother was in real estate and she died. I had several houses. Um, you don't have to pay it. You're not supposed to be paying it. And I just gave you, with that 31 USC 5101, where it says that it's a government obligation. Your utilities are government obligations. So why would I keep paying on something when it's their obligation? So I want to be sending them a letter along with that code to say, stop billing me. And May the 12th of 1933 is called the necessity of life. They can't take away your necessities of life. They said that they were going to take care of you. How am I going to pay something when I don't have the money to do it with?
So we can send our rent, our mortgage, everything to them.
That's a necessity, yes.
Yes, it is.
Well, then you
Even our
send it
card
to
note.
them. Send it to to the treasurer. You could give it to him too as well.
But only when you become a national.
No, I
Thank
think
you.
you can do it before then.
No, you got to do it after you become self-governing. After you become on the private side. It's
Understood.
not for U.S. citizens. It just says for the people. The people. You're the people when you are the republic, not when you're in the democracy. You're a slave in a democracy. That's I can't explain it no better. And most people are not walking that walk. You want to talk that talk, but you don't want to walk that walk. But 18 USC 8, it basically says they everything belong to them. You don't have anything. Everything belongs to them. Let's see here. I'm trying to see where is my cover. Where is my cover letter?
May I ask a question from T in the chat since her mic is so off and we have such a hard time? She just wrote, if you have all your bills in your trust name, you could still resign as agent and send them all bills in your trust name? That's from T.
Well, when you send in the bill, you're sending the bill. Whoever sent you the bill, you sending it out to whoever's supposed to take care of it. It don't matter who name is in. If the person who live here name is on the bill, then that's going out. Why does it matter if it's a trust or not? Whoever name is on the bill is what you're sending out. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you are going too much down the rabbit hole. Who cares if you don't supposed to pay for it? If it's in the trust name, don't it still have to go to the treasurer? That doesn't matter who name it is. All you want to make sure the bill get discharged. So it doesn't matter who name is in, as long as it gets discharged. Because we wear so many different hats. If I'm a bank, then the bank might want to send it in.
Mr. Rice, are they discharging the bill or are they settling it against the estate?
Well, basically, you are discharging when you send in a negotiable instrument, which is the bill of exchange. So you basically discharging it. They're just zeroing or getting the credit from it. They're just getting the credit. It's already their bill. So they want to see a discharge away from you to them. So the bill of exchange is doing that.
Because I was trying to settle in my mind, discharge means that the obligation is agreed to not exist anymore, but it isn't actually, the debt isn't resolved. And settlement means the debt is actually resolved. Is that your understanding?
Well, I don't think it never resolved. It's just going into a credit. It's just being transferred into a credit.
I see.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's being dissolved because it's just ones and zeros on your credit.
Okay, good. Yep.
Mr. Rice, the question in regards to going back to being a national, is that something that a person, if they weren't born in this country, can also obtain if they were naturalized and took the oath to be a 14th Amendment citizen? Do they have the opportunity on becoming a national as well?
I'm not sure about that.
If I may.
Huh?
So I'm not born here, right? So I am doing. You're still a registered agent. I was given a certificate of citizenship because I was too young, but my parents have a certificate of naturalization. So my mom is actually becoming a national now. You know, she's joining the assembly in Michigan, and she's going to do the same thing. She's going to fill out this resignation of resident form.
Okay, well, thanks for answering her question. 'Cause I don't know. I only go so far down the rabbit hole. I'm worried about me and my family and stuff. Okay, I brought up a letterhead for myself, and all those symbols that I gave you all. I use them for different letterheads. This is Michigan's symbol here on the left, and this is my family seal that someone got for me on the right. And I have a crib number and a MIM number, which is my domicile. address. If I give you these two numbers, it should come straight to my door, like a mailbox.
How do we become live in the or domicile in the United States minor outlying islands?
Well, again, Bob Ryder has something else called something about the Republic, where you go to the post office and they give it to you. But I got actually a website that gives you the map of the world, and you just scroll till you find your house, or you put your address in, and they give you those numbers. So, but I got it on another computer here I'm looking at. I transfer it over. I don't know. When I send this to them, to the corporation, it's like you got a little bit of, clout. I let them know I got a little bit of clout. And again, I made these seals on the bottom that goes above my name, and where I sign out, where I sign. And so this is a certified mail, the address. I come in peace, not here to be a troublemaker.
So what this is showing me is that literally you are resetting up your operating procedure for how you're going to run your life by not only changing the status of how you are, but setting up your address properly, making sure that the treasurer, the secretary of state, et cetera, now know that you're going to be doing business in a particular capacity. You're literally just going through the setup process as if you were setting up a new business almost.
Pretty much, because you always a sole proprietary. You want to be a sole proprietary because that way your expenses and everything for light, gas, water, if you don't want to get out of it as a business, you can get out of it, but you can use it as a deduction so that you have to pay less money for bills, on taxes. You pay less money because all your expenses, your eating, light, gas, water, and you running a business at the house, then it's all deductible. All expenses are deducted first, and whatever left over goes on that goes into the growth to get you down to what's that other level that you pay. And I can't think of that other. There's gross, and then there's what? What goes under growth? What you getting down to?
Net.
Say it again.
Net.
Net. Yes. Okay. You're going down to your net. And then what rich people do is they have a nonprofit organization where they are members of, employees of, and that's when they transfer whatever's left over. They donate it to the nonprofit organization, which give them a salary. Warren Buffett was paying less taxes than his secretary because of that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how they manipulate. I believe what's the guy in charge of Microsoft? Him and his wife have you know nonprofit organizations, and they're employees of it, so they're getting paid as employees. Not that they're the bosses.
Bill Gates and Melinda Gates.
I heard Gate. What you saying?
The
Bill and
Bill
Melinda
and
Gates.
Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yeah, yeah.
What
That's how
would
they
be
asked for
the
it.
benefit of being, I guess the benefit is not for you personally, it's for the business to have employees. I was just thinking like, if I'm a national and I get to write off all my debt, et cetera, what benefit do I get from being an employee of anything?
Well, they're not national. Everybody may not want to be a national. Okay, they may because they got too much in the public for the interest for themselves that they may not want to be in the national or they can't operate in the national. Well, I assume you want to do what's comfortable for you. This is what we're looking at. Well, y'all been seeing it just to today. What I show you, we talking about a span of almost 7 years. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just come up with this when I, resigned. I didn't have none of this stuff when I resigned back in 2014. So
So who have you sent this to?
say again.
Who have you sent this to?
Oh, I got several of these letters. They gone all over. I got a whole list of who I mail it to in the different formats, different flags. Um, I modified them a little bit where it's more like the rice, the fourth line. I have a state here. Um, I'm a consumer because if you look at all the laws for the estate and being private, you are a consumer, not a customer. I forgot to mention that. You are a consumer, not a customer. So as a consumer, I have under the estate, and I got my name under the state. I'm the assignee on his behalf. His behalf would be the all cap name, estate, because that's a dead entity right there, even though it's got an EIN number. So each person. Now on the top line now, I got my auntie because I'm taking over her home and everything. So, but I'm still the representative of that estate. But you're trying to walk correct. You're trying to be correct. But I talk to them as an assignee, and what does that assignee kind of put me under? Actually, it makes me another agent, but it's the agent for my estate, not for the state of Michigan. You get it?
Yes.
So I'm always the assignee.
So can we send this to the USPS and have them pay for our PO box?
You can get them notice and get a free PO box. I tried that, and they gave it to me. However, it was like 20 miles away, and I'm like, I'm not going 20 miles when only mail I was getting was AARP. And I figure if I go to that PO box and AARP might jump on me because I don't want to join them either. So I just let it go to my regular post box, which is only about 5 miles from me. It was actually 3 miles from me because I don't want a bunch of old folks jumping on me.
Thank you, brother Brian, for your joy that you bring. Crack me up.
Believe me, when you got everything down packed and they don't bother you and you can't do nothing but gesture and have a good time, relax. You gotta. This is just a phase. Nothing out here is real. Nothing out here is really real. The people are destroying themselves. They shooting themselves in the foot. They're crying about something that don't even belong to them, folks. Nothing out here belongs to you. and what's on the land and all that's God. It's called. You think we got hell now? Wait till they come out with that car in Africa by Malcolm. Have you heard about the car that run off of air?
Yes, yes, I've heard about that.
Man, it's gonna be a real war. I might have to go Zimbabwe. I'm sorry, y'all might be texting me and conferencing me in Africa because they gonna have the hottest cars and planes. All these things run off of air.
That's okay. We'll be over there with you.
Because you see, they try to murder him. You know, they poisoned him and his partner, and his partner died.
Before him, there was an African guy who figured out how to do it on water, and they killed him too.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that because I hadn't even heard about that. I knew they had another guy in the '60s that created a car that run off of CO2, and Chrysler and Ford. I understand one of them bought the information from him, but I think he got killed too because they're not sure if he's gonna keep his mouth shut.
No, it's all coming to a head. They also had a guy in New Hampshire who figured out how to get free electricity from putting grounds, like electrical grounds, into trees. And he is able to literally light up an entire neighborhood, and he disappeared.
That sounds like a Tulsa thing there. That's what he was going to do. He was going to make some big building in New York, the ground, and send electricity all over the city and everything. It's just a shame that we have people out there that's so jealous. They want to be creative. They want to steal it from other folks, and if they can't get it, they're willing to kill you. But this
Well,
guy,
they killed Tesla.
huh?
They killed Tesla.
Yeah, that's how they killed him and stole him. And they're still trying to perfect some of the things. He had the plane that went straight up in the air and then it flew off.
He had Wi-Fi. And these people really can't do it without the towers anymore.
See, this like I said, it's so much going on, and for people who have kids, grandkids, that's what they need to be looking into. That is the future. Don't be waiting for someone else. If they have to go send them over to Africa and go to school there and learn how to use this stuff properly, then send them over there. No sense keeping them here because fossil fuel is gone. It's gone, folks. There won't be no more gas and even solar. Mm-mm. This car runs forever. Forever. Don't need to be refueled. Nothing. Now they don't want to sell it here in the state. Talk about, well, we need copyright. We need you. How you gonna copyright air? How you gonna copyright? Go ahead.
There's a question in the chat. Paulette asked, what is the NAC number for on your document?
The NAC is the National Address Corporation code. That's that code, 8-digit code. I got a website. Matter of fact, why don't I just type it here? Because it's on another computer. It's called, where is it at? HTTPS. Let me just put it in here. Ooh, I need some light. I need some light. HTTPS colon backslash. Coordinates, is that coordinates? C-O-C-O-O-R EIN, DIN, dash convert. Convert. Let's get the S one in here. Okay. Okay, I think this is where you go, and it's going to be a map, and you have to move it around till you get to your house. You might have to get to a country. I don't know where this thing is located at. I'm going to zoom it out. But so
It's in Germany right now.
Huh?
Germany.
Yeah, let me put it in the chat. Okay. And I'll put it in the chat. I think I spelled everything. Online converted to all coordinates. Oh, okay. I guess it is right. I got it. I got this address that I'm at right now that I want to use these codes on. So these will be your new coordinates. Your new address.
Myron, are you sharing something? I don't see it. Are you sharing something? I don't see it on the
Not
screen.
connected to DC anymore.
I see it.
Yeah, I hooked it up to my. I hooked it down there where I put at the bottom of where the letterhead I got. I received you. It's just an online converter to all coordinates. Someone put it down there twice. Oh, what's this? Tarina? Well, Tarina, who's Tarina? How come it's coming up with
I don't
her?
know. That's me. I tried to take a Snapchat. I don't know. Took a
Oh, okay.
snapshot. I'm trying to do something. I don't know.
Oh, I know what I need to do. I have to save it on this form, and then I will put this form on. Well, since you've already done that, I don't need to do it because I didn't save it. Actually, I need it on a separate document because it's so hard sometimes to get this stuff off. Well, folks, I can go on all night because this, like I said, this is years of my working. And even I got to go back and get my passport. Um, I didn't mail to myself my declaration of value, so I see how much I worth.
Hey, Myron, I got a question about you said you took over your aunt's estate. I got a letter here from my mom's estate. It says judgment entry setting hearing and order noticing. The fiduciary has filed an inventory. It is set for hearing at the county probate court. Unless waived, the fiduciary shall written notice by any method allowed under the rules of civil procedure under persons having an interest in the estate as devisees, legatees, heirs, and distributees. The fiduciary shall file verification of service of notice with the court no later than 5 business days before the date of hearing. If you do not object to the filing, you do not need to do anything.
Well, the question is here, they're trying to see if a family member going to take over as a fiduciary, or is it going to be some attorney that they selected? And I tell you, you do best to do it yourself. But you got to, first thing we do is take your mom's name and estate, and you go on to the irs.gov and get an EIN number.
I just said that. Okay.
So I don't know who they're selecting as your fiduciary. Who's the fiduciary?
It don't say no name. Oh, he said it's the lawyers, but it don't got no name up here. It say
Yeah.
judgment.
And the lawyers, I want you to sell everything. I had that problem in my aunt's house, and my sisters took over. I had been here for 7 years taking care of them, and they went. Like I say, I guess it's the money. Money makes you do what thing. I couldn't believe I'm 70, they're 66 and 64, but I swear I did not know them. I have never interfered with anything they done all my life. But they would actually gave me an eviction notice to get kick me out, and I took care of them. I took care of my grandmother died at 104, and my aunt just died last year, 87. Year before last at 87. But the point being, they hate Detroit. They don't even want to come to Detroit. But this house got evaluated for 140,000 when my aunt bought it for 30 back in the 80s. And but I know how to take care of it. I took care of it. So it got transferred over me through a quick claim deed with my name on it that wasn't to be filed to after she died. That's what it said. Um, but the point being that whoever the attorney is, the judge, if there's property involved, believe me, they're going to be taking over a little over 50%. They only in it for the money. So if you take that from them, if you get property into quick claim deeds, which is probably too late now because she's already died, but when you take the money out of it, they don't even want the estate anymore.
Right. Because I didn't think ain't no property involved. I don't think. Like the house it's been already in his name. So I
And
don't.
who's that?
Her son's name.
Oh, okay. So how come he's not taking over?
Well, we just finding out about it. I just got this letter. It say February 12th. So I just been onto this information for about a year now. We didn't know, but I just so happened to be on a call with you, and this mail came today.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it because I still kind of bitter with my sisters, two sisters, and I don't know. One of them is assistant pastor at a big church around here. Word of Faith. I know we got another Michigander here.
Yep.
Yeah, she's assistant pastor at Word of Faith, and I don't know. My other sister lives in Lansing, which is our capital city, 60 miles away, and they don't want nothing to do with Detroit. But okay, put brother out on the street. I'm like, no, 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 no. You crossed the wrong path. So did a little, manipulation, and everything is good now. So all I need to do, I got everything in a trust. I just want everyone to know it is transferred in the trust. 'Cause they got me down for everything. I didn't want my name on any property, period. And I guess I don't know, someone put two to two together. But that's why I want to take it out and put it inside a trust and give me a landlord tenant agreement. Well, I don't know what Eon is doing with his new trust that he created. But y'all need some. You need to get some names because, well, if a father's there, I guess it won't. It'll probably oversee you anyway, huh?
What did you just mean when you were talking about landlord tenant agreement? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
You breaking up? We can't hear you.
Can you explain a little bit more about landlord tenant agreement that you just brought up?
No, we were just saying about a probate case on a home. They got a letter. The family got a letter, or some fiduciary they didn't put into the put in place, which usually an attorney, and they normally going after the money, whatever the house or property is worth. They going after the money. But my understanding that if that is a person's apartment building or whatever, if that's their only domicile, that they're not supposed to be taken away from them as a violation of the law, the Fourth Amendment law. No one brings that up, and attorneys cannot bring up law in the courtroom. They can't bring up law. They're legal. There's a difference between legal and lawful. And legal can be argued because it's always under some policy, public policy, that laws are made for them to collect money. So those are just things you need to do. Again, put it in a trust. If you live in there, make sure that you get a lease agreement, and then you get to live there until the landlord kicks you out or the
So
trust kicks you out.
when you filling out the EIN, you put executor
Yes,
for the
public,
estate.
either public. What is it? Personal. See, I have to look. There's some paperwork at. Uh,
Personal administrator.
there you go. Personal administrator. But it's difficult if somebody else is if the husband is there. It really is up to him. If you got some siblings, oh man, now you really got some arguments together to get ready
No,
for.
it's my husband and his mom, and he the only child.
Oh, okay. So his mother owned a home.
Passed away, yeah.
Okay, and he doesn't have any sisters.
No, he the only child.
Only child. Okay. Well, you got a chance of being there. I don't understand why they coming out with something else other than she didn't have a will, and that's dying intestate, where don't have a will.
Yeah, she
So
didn't have a will.
yeah, well then the judge, since there was no will and no one stepped up to the plate, unless you do it as an administrator. But then he's not gonna have any argument against it. You might be able to be the executor or personal representative,
Okay.
but you gotta go to IRS and get that EIN number quick.
That's what I just said.
So can we do all of the stuff that we have been talking about for a person's estate. So my niece passed away last year. Can I go back and do a W-2C and collect all of her wages and try to like shore up her bills and send them all to the treasurer and do all of that stuff post-mortem as her executor?
Only if you were assigned as being the personal representative. Only the person, someone was assigned to settle her estate, and that would be part of settling her estate. So whoever is in charge of doing that can go back 3 years, can go back as far as they want, because they're like the person who was alive. They represent the person who was alive, so they can go back and do all the things that we talk about.
So when you get that EIN number for the estate, you can actually petition the IRS as well to become the administrator / executrix for her estate, and then have them audit all her accounts.
Well, no,
This is I'm just hypothesizing.
no,
Hypothecating.
now you would have to set it up. You could set it up that way, but you would need to be the one that can audit the account. To have it looked at. That now that she's gone, that have that person looked at, have all the paperwork in hand.
While we were looking at the Bill of Rights, you gave us that homework to do before the class started. In one of my code sections, I think it was the New York Code, there's the section right after resignation of the agent was the responsibility to answer an assessor. So I think that basically when you become the personal administrator, you obtain the right to make an assessment or to be like the assessor of the estate. And the law says that anyone that you write to must respond to you with the information you require.
Yeah, and that was a situation. My sister didn't want to come in the house and assess it because we got drawings. Annie Lee, we got some valuable drawings here, and I knew it would be assessed even higher than what it is. But I wasn't letting them in. So that's when they had given me an eviction notice. So I took care of it with something with a quick claim deed. So that, you know, how it works. But assessors is usually what means someone is trying to get some money from it, from the things that's inside. Because nobody knows what's inside the house. All they could do is look on the outside. They had told me that I had a lot of weeds in the roofing. They went through the roofing. So uh, last year I went up and pulled all those weeds. Well, they weren't weeds. It looked like a grapevine or something that was going through the roofs. So I had to pull them all out.
Stop trying, bitch. I said stop.
Did somebody try and say something? Anyway, well, I guess we didn't spend enough time on here, folks. Trying other family members must be trying to get on their computers.
Thank you so
Myron,
much.
should we cut the recording off before you actually get off the line?
No, cut it off now. Let's see if it's going to. Let's see if
You
it's
can go
going.
ahead and do that. You go ahead and do that since you started it.
No, I didn't restart the recording.
Issa
But
did, I think.
I'll stop it. I'll stop it and see what happens.